Before I go on, let me postulate from the Franz Fanonian dictum, which stipulates that the dialectics of reconciling two conflicting ideas is the algebra of revolution. The overbearing intervention of the state government had further exacerbated oporompium and amounting to sadomasochisms. Acrimony and chaos in our community. It was a contumelious stratagem by political jobbers to siphon monies. We suffer what we call political axivia neonantorum. Conclusively, we are a microcosm of the issues in the Niger Delta in the macrocosm. Today, we as a people are stating, Voxe Populi, Voxe Dei.
大家好，晚上好。就像你们知道的那样，我们又回到了晚上好加纳这个精彩获奖的电视的节目。你们就知道，就像你们就知道的，你们不管在家也好，在酒吧也罢，你们就需要放松自己，在享受，让我们给你们带来最好、最佳的内容。
All right, good evening and welcome to the show. My name is Kevin Akufo-Addo Taylor. My producers are called the Ghost Team. Thank you very much for tuning in. We're live across the world on Facebook. You can watch this show live on With All Due Respect page on Facebook. We're also live on some very important platforms this evening. Some platforms are cross-posting this show live. We have Benjamin Wayo Mahama's platform tonight. They are live. NDC TV are live tonight. Honorable Joseph Yamin's platform tonight. They are streaming the show live. Cross-posting. Kevin Taylor, my official Facebook page, we are live. And also Ghana News Thread. Our main platform is on TV. Search for Loud Silence TV on Multi TV this evening. You will get us live across the world. And also on radio. I just got a notification radio isn't on today. Radio is going to be on tomorrow. On YouTube, we are live on Loud Silence TV on YouTube this evening. All platforms are blazing. Thank you very much for showing up on the show today. You all know the reason why we are late. We are all late because we are watching Black Stars. We are not going to tell you it's about technical issues and it's beyond our control. We are not going to say that it was because of Black Stars. We are all watching Black Stars. We don't say Black Stars in tea. We on the page, or I'm not going to come sit here and make it look like say, same way there. We had technical problems and our technical team they are working on it. Black Stars ni nyeshabo masa onti asia kono kuku nyeshabo. I try bet near the monitor games no. Inti we MMA show no onti asia kuku. All right, thank you very much for being part of today's show. And it's all about policies. And over the weekend, John Dramani Mahama spoke to Ghanaians on Facebook. Young Ghanaians were excited. The youth were excited. He came on Facebook, shared a few things with Ghanaians, especially the young people who are teachers. We have some who are nurses. We have young people who want a government that they can trust, people who want a leader they can believe and respect, a leader who does not lie, a leader who is not a bootlicker, a leader who is not a joker, a leader who can be taken serious. John Dramani Mahama provides all these things, and over the weekend he showed his depth when it comes to governance and also politics. He came back and told us a lot of things that he has under his sleeves that he will let us all enjoy when the NDC is voted back into power. Tonight, what we'll be doing is taking our time to break it down for you to have a clear understanding of what John Mahama wants to do and how we are all supposed to also help him do it. It's all about voting these dumb heads out of government, these corrupt idiots out of government. I'll take my time and go through the policies John Mahama spoke about, a few of them. We also do a few social media stories and also some stories that are making headlines. Very, very important. So tonight's show is basically about the NDC. We will be focusing on the NDC. We will be focusing on the 24-hour economy. We'll be focusing on what John Mahama said about teachers, what John Mahama said about building a new city, John Mahama said about bringing the nation together economically, and what John Mahama said about the youth. These are important things. What John Mahama said about corruption and why we need to vote against the NPP. The reason why the NPP are scared to leave power is because they are scared that John Mahama, when he comes to power, he will lift the veil that is covering the corruption that Akufo-Addo Bawumia they are sitting on. They are corrupt junkies. And it's very important that as a nation, if you want to move forward, we need people to come in with fresh ideas, with good experience. Experience is very important things, not people who are mates, who don't know what they are talking about. We need people with experience who can come to the office and start working. And John Mahama carries that. That's why we are here tonight. And our job and our focus is to educate Ghanaians, open their minds, let them be focused and understand that John Dramani Mahama and the NDC are ready and willing to make sure that this country goes back to its normal state, which is respect, accountability, corruption killed. Yes, very important. Corruption has been gotten rid of, at least about 90%. People who have stolen from us are jailed. People responsible for the crimes they have committed, they take responsibility, and also bringing back our economy to a very decent, reasonable stature. So these are very important things that we are looking at. It's not about the jamboree. It's not about some chiefs playing jandam. It's not about some people forcing themselves to think or believe that they can lead Ghana. It's about handing Ghana over to intelligent, smart, experienced politicians. At this juncture in our history as a nation, we need people who are smart and experienced to take over Ghana, and that's the most important thing that we will be talking about tonight. So we will go straight and take care of business. We'll take care of business right now. Quick. It's exactly 9:18 in Ghana. Time Koyi. There are a few people are enche Omodibe community. In the fast. Black Stars game was a beautiful game. I'm not so excited. 4-3 against Central African Republic. No team is a minor now in soccer, but I feel we can do more. As usual, the Abedi sons and the Ayo family. Without them, there's no Ghana football. It's a fact, whether you like it or not. Without the Ayo family, there's no Ghana football. And I'm not only going to pick out Jordan Ayew to say he did so marvelously well, and that we all have to say Jordan Ayew. At the end of the day, he was playing with a team. Somebody passed the ball to Jordan Ayew to score. Jordan Ayew also passed the ball to somebody to score. So it's very important that we make that statement clear. It was a team play, and they all did everything possible to give Ghana a win tonight. But we cannot take away the experience of Jordan Ayew and the contribution the Ayew brothers and the help that they have helped Ghana when it comes to soccer. Their father did everything possible to make sure at least Ghana won one African Cup of Nations. Dede Ayew did his best to make sure Ghana won the World Cup when he played for under 20. Right now, Jordan Ayew is hoisting Ghana's flag, and you need to understand you cannot. We keep telling you people you cannot do away with these people. They have been blessed to do what they do best. And it's not like they have to chant or have to scream. Whether you like, I keep saying this. No coach in Ghana can call a team, our friend the Black Star, without calling one of the Ayos. You can't do it. The experience they carry. Majority of these players playing Black Stars, you're good players. We understand. We love all of them. Kudus, Pate, Semenyo, Salas, our goalkeeper, Tiziki. These are good players. Lamptey, these are very good players. But the issue is when experience is important in a game. And you see, the Central African Republic players, Jordan Ayew. Without your respect, they might not know some of the players they are even playing with. But if there's one name that they know, it's Jordan Ayew. When there's one name that they know, it's Dede Ayew. So at least the presence of Jordan Ayew lingering around Jordan in their penalty box, scares defenders. And that is what experienced players take advantage of. And Jordan today, hat-trick. And we keep saying, Munjai politics na modia bono. Munjai politics now, modia football in Ghana or soccer no. See, Jai politics now, we will get people who are committed to help Ghana. Now, some see tribal politics now, modia rabo muno, and then I say Ghana no. I mean, yes, mbabe yes, and some way. Into when I me mamo, Mr. P. We need to sanitize the system. Very important. Into Jordan Ayew hat-trick. Ochina sports show ni na be say see mo mobe encourage na say mobe catch say Jordan on na bench now you asa mobe kan sen ye de nimu ochina no mobe ba mobe twist no na Jordan ayo cra chances na yefo na o hye abofu no ugirema nka bon sefo ugiremu a na nka bon sefo. So I didn't know whether we like it or not, the Ayo brothers yet their father every single contribution we that Ghana football ne mano chiramo say mo time mo they will play for Ghana. They are Ghanaians, they are committed to the Black Stars. Mo from mo kwa de obebo amamo mo pa mo fa mo Jimmy ntina mo from na mo frefre mo boys no emphobia ho. But one thing I like about the Black Star and say in tough one doso entafo de Ghana ko jitimi amwa de mu yo entafo no entafo de ebu adwuma no ye wi na di entafo na tem o me yankwasiafo. From goalkeeper all the way to a striker, in tough for 80%. In tough for no. Ghana and tough for the year, Juma no maye. Ye are Yenny a Casa Bebrino, Yenny Bobo, I Casa, and ye say nipa. Ye Yenny a radio, so I need a boo bed nipatem. I Casa Bebre, Gosa, Jordan Ashe, a man for from legend, Zomushe Bida. I Tima Jordan Abo, did the Abo, legend for the Nam Ghana. I a church on my him, who Bob Papa be on my bo, Munana second division ade, and so Ghana near to know. Into Eddie Mr. Black Stars a winning 4-3. I umpu, I just 3 points, and a very poor. Movies and Nana Moshado. Bebeba Mugua Mufi free movies and Nana Moshado. Oman qualify among America. I Yankina near to know. Yet ya. Yadi ahani o yanku bibia movies na na mo hwe no enti samo support visa no na samo be jimi mu ha mo lie samo pe America ba ai o pe America ba support Jordan no bongum Jordan obetu ba America time bia Jordan dey otam the passport a ono na yire ne mba dede abedi o munya na we ono na kuta visa no enti jeje no so we ja ke we dela mo mi anya show no we mi di mo gia mo jimi mo bi mo jimi nti Inti movies are na kuta Jordan na mamu 3 visas ende nipa baako ombe mamu visa munya abotre na dede Ayo brothers no omo no mo che visa no ye players omo che visa Jordan Ayo ende mamu 3 visas 3 mo tete Ghana ejime mo ho obe mamu more ani bra be sa aba abe mamu more mupe omebo mupe omo bebo mudi omatebo mudi omatebo omo bebo inti munya dina mo mompa ya ma Jordan Ayo ne dede Ayo mo ene abedi pele ai pele mombompa ma pele kanya pele ne kobu ne pa anka munya visa ma America enti pele ena mabedi so ntina mo beba America enam Jordan Ayo ne bra dede Ayo muso a ontumi ma America 2026 unya bi ma enti mo kom kotodwe ni manwimre mombompa ma Jordan Ayo ne papa mfui ochire mo betena radios na mo yes sports anopa mundi nkan embompa ma Jordan Ayo ne papa ne busuafo. Because more about the radio so chimina mu yedede ya sports journalist no without Jordan Ayo mu nyina mutum ba America mu nyina mu ya moa mu adwa na Jordan ambo nguma be na ba America Mr. Black Stars future na St. Jordan kum I umpe the Jordan the Ayo brothers no wadwa na wadwa me fam ho me say ochina Mohammed radio so yes sports yes sports wona ye hwan ye from hwan what you din saying enye Jordan Ayo mo a umba America ni bi America papa no enye sa America na mo ba no betena Woodbridge na mo hyehye nkofo dem ne makwa kogina White House na no butwa picture enye sa America ni bi ye ka America papa ai enye bronze America ye ka America papa inti mo mbompa ye ma Jordan Ayo na Jordan Ayo ene ne busuafo ne mbompa no mo hye mo na ono na ebe ma visa Ghana mu US embassy ene Jordan Ayo Ghana for mo pe embassy mo pe visa aba America 2026 so de no Jordan Ayo ne kuta visa no ama mo trend there ya ka se mo PhD for mo da husu PhD for mo da husu PhD for mo ni PhD for na PhD ni be na Ghana oje $5 an hour we job di mathematics can we tell that we Jimmy on per school me say me pe PhD in your Ghana or $5 an hour. Now if you make say a brand na some no can Holland brand no abodam me pe PhD ni baako. Hwe yes book ye ba o say every book. E ye be da fia. Why would so be the PhD akọ wareda? Ai. What is all the PhD? Is dying. Oh PhD ntia dan we dey si. Ni nyina yekudi. Ai. Me pe PhD ni baako o Ghana or $5 an hour. When you are slaves, you are hungry. You are hungry. Makuma ya muya munjintum ebia brantes bi o kan na o kan ma na ya ba mo mbrɛ mo asra munjintum na nyina gichiri kro no me mo boy na the content say face no a internet kwame face ame adabra ame your face no gina ho and the PhD there abofunu so you American citizen ame adabra o concern the gina so to collection so we okuta American passport we need the case on drop American passport no for Ghana passport o free what it is social media na mo convincing kofo kwasi politics inti and ma go hye internet teach some your bloggers wo ame adabra o concern the gina so eje awo me sister we okuta US passport ana me boa we use okuta US passport ada na on kan on to passport na ntwene na on be PhD ntina Ghana ne ma adwuma nye ofui ai inti munjintum why feel so send me message
go dada kwami tewia
Kelvin Taylor me pato
kwami Taylor dada kwami Taylor me da wasi bebre ne ya wa ya ma
chese ade no and the kwansma ka say magime ni so said be pay was and the kwansma ka them say Kevin afere waji weni so Kevin magime ni so you see that kwami tewia lick it babe yen kan kwami tewia men yen from tewia yen from kwami tewia lick babe lick it yen from kwami Kevin Taylor and now the trust here the KT I kwami tewia so this KT KT kwami tewia and Kevin Taylor lick it okay mama lick it lick it I don't know
go
dada kwami tewia
Kelvin Taylor me pato
kwami Taylor dada kwami Taylor me da wasi bebre ne ya wa ya ma nyame hirawo na mate se be so check me pa me so me check o me yada ma pene so mate se also o girlfriend me ya me hirawo bebre ne o Nepal wa ya ma me ko nya obi an be nya me hodo achamade o wo me ho adwem pa nyame hirawo sa profo we bi na nyame hwehwe o mo so aheni nyame hirawo bebre dada kwami tewia nyame hirawo me so me check o na da bay na oba be fam ya kwa abrochire my word ya word dada kwami tewia na ma ba life o hwa me
hey Licky abrochire baby Sir Jordan are you mba visa na 2026 World Cup no beba Licky Bompire na Jordan in bongum on bogos ni gum 2026 America na mba World Cup mi do baby me na me catch Licky intended Kevin Taylor but kwami tewia so KT Licky so adi Licky KT Kevin Taylor kwami tewia de tewia de free tewia for we adwe tewia dada kwami tewia for ni adwe ade ba kwa tewia for pe o say bomu de bia na session botom adwe gu ni botom tewia ni adwe ai bo so mayi ba ko na omo de bia omo pantan de tewia for ai tewia na ye den na Licky be from tewia yi menye tewia ma pantan fine na really de bia hwe tewia for mo session botom ebra tewia te say o be wa ko hwe no adwe omo bo adwe omo tumi bo adwe pa no mo yi ni no ma wo ho no mo go botom no mo sare okay all right inti Licky yankiri di obeba inti kacho bia say Jordan are you bogum na omam visas bebra eden 2026 there obegina den I think say there's New Jersey right I think Philly I think the closest near Philly right o go share ho easy me remember wa kugina stadium ma Ghana flag do KT ni ai mega come tell you come tell you visa number Sia Kevin Taylor ne can video for me. Sia Kevin Taylor. Cause babe Kevin Taylor. And no answer on Saka visa. All right. Now let's take care of business quick. Very important. And then me who a video be from Joy News and one political analyst. I hope I'll see. I think I got it right. The dean, let me see. And it was an interesting statement or making or Joy. And I feel say these are statements you catch the MPP now for a very long time. Okay. I can't find it, but Samin Saka, I will show you and I'll play it now. Yeah, the day ya kasa Ghana ni nyina amanfo nam Ghana ejimi omo remember. And the dollar no 1591. Baomia enama ahemfo bi nim no kro mo person beka no kre. Eso san sanfo so Ghana because of tribe intino. time na ye kasa ba obi proponent and exponent no na sa time dollar no 3.8 satana NDs na woso NDs no me ntafo no mama munsuo no me time na muni nantwie no munsuo se mmoa no na NDs na woso na dollar ne 3.8 satana mo de ma no eni nantwie bo nsuo mu nom sa time no na mo de ma no eni nantwie ena num nsuo ena NDs be ye nsuo ma mo bi ena mo nom ye an yensuo yem pa obi a che Ghana biom sa time no na dollar ne 3.8 and dollar na 15.9 ba omi agimi no mo so so tribe na ado kromo enya Ghana yie na mo pe mo machicha 7 years 6 years mo nyam wu enti otan bia ni mo so nyansa na ye ka kire mo. So you people need to get this right. And menoka say under Mahamudu Bawumia or say oye economic wizkid Bawumia time ye didn't ba politics muno na on nya banchen ton Bawumia na on onisirima oton nchie Bawumia na onka koko nton Bawumia sebio na onwo fufuo ema ye ne akamfo me yendi o Bawumia na ose oye economist and nti ye vice president o MPP mu Bawumia ba MPP mu na embema mu ofe e MPP mu na enyansafo e MPP mu na ye economist e MPP mu ne omo na omatena ban mu pen e NDC mu MPP mu. And so Akufo-Addo say there's one thing about Bawumia nipa dodo omo MPP mu ni omo jimi Bawumia wo nyansa ye de bo edien eye oman economy ho ban obetumi ahyehye economy no enti Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo ka kire Ghana fo nyina say yen nyina yen bo ne chi na ontamba Bawumia mbra na dollar na 3.8 no obema dollar na ko 1 and the dollar near 15.91 into oya Ghana ni oya Kora oya penyini o oya ohini o oya akwa o sebio oya sofo sebio oya jantre ni o sebio oton koko oya taxi driver sebio oya adwuma bia na so oya Ghana ni na se ende ohwe 1591 na se okase Bawumia nipa bi opese odi uso oya jimifo wedwa yes simple analysis wa Bawumia time na dollar 3.8 ene Akufo-Addo ko fa ba na ye gini tum ye nyina etena ebo dwa se we nanim nyansa obetuma ma dollar na kofom inti se ende dollar na free 3.8 akodu 1591 na se sebi oye penyini oye akwara oye ohene oye ahema oye sofo oye ananta oye jantreni utokoko sebi oye supporter oye hwan na se ende dollar no 15.91 na da ho se so Bawumia na me support a oye odwan unim nyansa na se abana woto ye no abana wo koto no unim nyansa o de koto aba no ompe Ghana yie $1 is 1591 2024 Bawumia nam Ghana ha say yamana another chance no medi yeso mojo se ejimi dollar ne be cross 20 if it is a projection cedi to end 2024 at 1591 I'm telling you cedi has already crossed 15. If they are projecting, they know it will get there. So forget about they saying that it is a projection. Go into the market. The cedi has crossed 15. It is a projection. It is a projection. In 20, didn't they tell us that cedi no will not cross 10 in 2023? Oman Kanye said 2022 cedi no cross 8. Didn't they do projection in 2020? Didn't they do projection in 2021? Didn't they do projection in 2022? Didn't they do projection in 2023? We are in 2024. They are projecting. Has the cedi dropped? Check the pace. Cedi no air cost. As we speak tonight, the cedi has crossed 15. Into catch them say the cedi will not. It was going to end at 1591. Or position wa na onwankasa a creating number amount. The cedi is going to cross 20 in 2024 December by December 2024. Inti sebio uye penyini na wo Ghana na odwene Ghana ho na sebio unye penyini a wo trofo enye beibonsam na wo ye na se Ghana yie na wo pe na wo se uye penyini a wo di domonim na wo ka no kura anka wo hwe 2016 dollar ne bebie wo na wo hwe dollar ne bebie wo nda na se sebio uye penyini papa na sebio unya kromfo anka wo ka se Bawumia no because gidia ye wo mu Gidia edisha umuno at this point dollar ne kwa bibie do ne sanka obeka kire se mensama otumi e kire wo sa panyin wo ye kromfo e kire wo sa panyin no krono aba Bawumia bo no unya ho angwa enom unya ho sika di e kire wo sa panyin no politician Bawumia no ne krono a obo a o de se Ghana no unya ho bidi eni kira betuma tena badwom asoso Bawumia nkwase asem so. Let's move on. Wait, I just showed you almost say projection. Forget about projection. Projection. These people started projecting from 2017. The dollar has never stopped going up. Almost projected. Right now, no Shadaka say projection. Bank of Ghana will start throwing in their rate. 14.33, 14.32. They will stay at 14. The dollar has crossed 15. It's left with 6 months for the year to end. Catch them say your projections say my dollar didn't cross 91. Now, if even your projections are right, 1591. Actually, what Jimmy no beto abama baumia. Actually, unim nyansa. Oh, you're a businessman in Ghana. You own a factory. You own a production house. You are an importer or exporter. Not somebody, a government tells you, say, this year, the dollar will not cross 1591. You, as a businessman, you have to say, this government is stupid. It means that the government has no plan. How many plan be here? How many strategy be here? How many best stop a dollar from going to 20? If you are telling me your projection, that means otam dollar ni 3.8 and the okacham so projection at 15.91 by 2024 end. Now you are not supposed to be giving the nod. You are telling me dollar is at 15. Dollar go to tudu. Mumu dollar than tiana musola na mokaka anyhow no kan kwasam chiremo. If Baumia and the MPP are projecting that the dollar is going to be at 15.91 and you no and the crampo say you need to vote against Baumia if you're a businessman. In fact, Sir Oka Ghana Trade Union for no crampo now who sa figure way needs to piss you off. It means Baumia cannot bring the dollar to 3. It means Baumia cannot bring the dollar to 4. Baumia cannot bring the dollar to 5. Baumia cannot bring the dollar to 6, to 7, to 8, to 9, but to 9, to 10. Baumia cannot bring the dollar below 15. Into this is what it means. When they are projecting and they are projecting 1591, it means Baumia cannot bring the dollar to 10, to 11, to 12, to 13. That means plus or minus, the dollar might end up 2024 December, number 22. And you sit in Ghana, now what is swame, now the Baumia, where Jimmy, where Juma be go, when I bet you, yet there be a jinamo, me $1, a benyamo yere. And the me $1, it's almost 16 to 17 Ghana cedis. $1. It hurts me, I don't carry cash. $1, a single dollar. And the Yeyiba Akwa, almost 17 Ghana. Time of Mahama so $1, it was 3 cedis, 80 pesos. Actually, we are penina with Jimmy. Now what to walk catch them say, I Baumia ni need also. Diana we need us all. Into 2016 abana or 2018 na to aba. Na say nya Ghana yi ntina na to aba. Na ya onkwasi tribe abana na woto. Na say ya onkwasi tribe na wudi unkofu enim so omonkoto because enke Ghana ye say Ghana bekoso, say Ghana economy be gina na so a enka obeka che Baumia say bema adekudie nti agina so to ma on wentuma pass nti ade na waba ha. Nanso moye mpanyi bone. Impanyini a mo hye kaki pieto. Mone nkwara deda impeni a monka no kore impenifo a mo hu no kore a mo mpese mo bekanti ende Baumia Jimmy no mo da ho to so no so say ai Baumia ne epe adentire a mo dun si esi hene ye kyekyere Ghana na mo menko enim Jimmy Sam no do so Ghana too much now yeah projected dollar at 15.91 wo sere we dwuma gu now Shade Nana Danko Akufo-Addo is a child. And they be amikasa asem way. Akufo-Addo oya kwara. And Akufo-Addo, the reason why yakasa oye clearing agent eye ne yanene say he is and he has always been. Nana Danko Akufo-Addo and omukoshia ya omuso no my law. Today, yes, Godfrey Dame as an attorney criminal attorney general. A Ribian and say attorney general Chifem. I 3490 3440 3940 Attorney General Kromfo Godfrey Dame Ewi, they wanted to validate Godfrey Dame, they wanted to clean him up. Until you see the people who are supposed to speak or were supposed to speak against the conduct of Godfrey Dame. You see, thank you, team. Thank you very much, team. Now, before I go on and talk about this, my team just sent me this. My fan show. So our projection on your normally data. You see this? You see, this is Fitch 2024, right? Fitch now, world acclaimed agency almost sikasem no where April 2022 this year can say Fitch Solution forecast end year city to dollar rate of 12.25 currency depreciation 11% to a dollar. Maybe a Fitch 4 maybe a no more linger or numbers no. And from April to now dollar no was saying 16, and they are telling you say we are projecting. The projection don't work. The projection only works when you know the revenue that you are generating. In economics, that's the only way projection works. Maybe I won't take economics as it. Maybe I won't take fundamentals as it. In economics, when your revenue, you know how much revenue you are going to make and how much revenue you are currently making. That is when you can project. Because say unim say revenue you making no send you try 10,000 Ghana. No say busumi be 10,000 Ghana ne ba. Then you can say metiti me rent free, metiti me car loan free, metiti me hospital bill free ma. Because the 10,000 Ghana citizen a year they constant no, you can then project to say at the end of the year na me save saying na me save 10,000 Ghana because I'm just 10 12 120,000 Ghana beboa. Into say unim say o salary and our revenue and our income no air consistent. When you pay all your bills or take care of all your expenditure, then even though say opesa or the miscellaneous craft 5% can then you can project and say by the end of the year, not me to me save this amount of money. But the situation is, you are not getting any money. Unim edampa o salary beba. Unim nyomampa watono edi beba back. So you cannot tell me at the end of the year na umboka because of the nyoma ba nyoma odi abe odi ama etufo pom for sikanem bro. You are estimating say but an watching and now 20,000. The things are in a system as far as they are not within one kasa who reach to be able to do that calculation. You cannot count money that is outside. So projections are made when you don't have a constant income or constant revenue. As we speak, Ghana does not have constant revenue or a revenue that we can say these ones are the indefinite or default that we can count on them. As we stay as a country, we cannot say this is our revenue collection. This is how much we can accrue and then offset some of our debt. We can't say that. So how do you project? Unless you don't understand, these people are just deceiving you guys. So when they start to tell you about projection, you ask them, what is your revenue projection? Tell us about your revenue projection and give us the details about how you are going to make that revenue. So as far as you are not making consistent revenue, you will always, at the end of the day, you'll be projecting. And internet abrophone bet my catch row, Chinese phone bet my catch row say we are going to make this amount of money and we are going to pump this amount of money here because they have looked at all their books and they know where the revenue flow no consistent and where what shortfalls. So they rely more on the consistent or the free flowing revenue and then the projections. Now you don't have a consistent or reliable revenue strategy. You are telling me you are projecting say the dollar will not go up. What shows to say in the next 2 months we are not going to import more than what we imported last month, with the probability or the possibility that whatever we imported last month, we are going to import 10% more. It's high. It means at the end of the day, we are going to lose money. Our forest reserves are going to go down. So you cannot use projection when it comes to typical economic numbers. People who are able to use projections are people who know they are consistent or they are free flow of revenue. They can sit and tell you this is what I can make. Where common sense, don't make somebody use grammar to lie to you. And you see, they be a Ghana na me Jimmy for way that die. Mo ayetua mo kama ntibia de bia wo yedwuma boutique, wo yedwuma company, a busumi bia e ma 10,000 or 5,000 or 2,000 Ghana. Se e ba busumi bia wo betuma ka say afi we betuma save 5,000. Because unim and I wouldn't work expenditure, sika would you light bill and on cost school fees. Into him sabosumi biano, at least 10,000 and 8,000 year 2,000 made 1,000 better my accounts. Miscellaneous another 1,000 a year beba engagement beba. So you can now tell me that you have projected say by 2024 December now we sika say that. But your income or your revenue now, ebano, busumi yetua oka 2 months ni yetua oka, yetua 1,000, the next one yetua 300. You cannot project say by the end of the year now one decay. This is basic economics. You are not supposed to have a PhD who is a fool to explain this to you. With all due respect to the sensible PhD holders. But I'm talking about some of the PhD guys. Some of the PhD guys who don't want to understand, said these are the facts. We are importing. The government and Baumia, they have not been able to tell us we are going to stop importing or we are going to cut down our importation about 70%. They can't. The probability of us importing more next month than last month is high because we have not shown any signs of closing the gap. So projection there a waste. Make sure basic economics. Make sure how and go forward that is why we are here to let you know the truth. To forget about projections, say by the end of the year, let me tell you, if by the end of the year, I'm project to say the dollar will be at 15.91, no, then it means the probability, because a projection, it's not a constant thing, meaning they are not sure whether it will be at 15.91. That means it could be, say, by the end of the year, $1.30. Do you know that? So because we are project here, now the projection, no, it is not something or catch us a definite. So the probability of the dollar also crossing 17.18 by 2024 December, no, it is high. So you cannot use projections to decide the economic state of a nation. No, you use real inflows. Sika wunya. You do your deductions, you do your expenditure, then you look at the unforeseen circumstances. Those are the miscellaneous. Then you look at then you can tell a Ghanaian, say, aha. Then we know the dollar will not cross this. How much are you importing to Ghana? Rice, chicken, oil. We are still consuming more. Now we have a country whereby majority of the farms are going down because irrigation problems. One district, one dam, Yanya Dam will be the rate at which people were thinking, say, you will have irrigation dams or Ghana. We don't have them. So the probability, and now we are also facing global warming. We are looking at harsh weather conditions. So we are expecting starvation. We are expecting shortage of food. We are in food crisis. So don't make those stupid projections. Actually, ye Jimmy man kofo betina TV so de bia kan kwa asam kire me e ka kire obia, and we sit here John Mahama can crash na mama MP before we Jimmy mo projection. If you are projecting, then it means it can also cross your projection line. Now, Yanko nam show there. Akufo-Addo is a child, and I keep saying Akufo-Addo is a child because in his political life, you see, and the Akufo-Addo, you see, Godfrey Dame, the judicial, whatever they want to call it, the Attorney General's office, almost see a BBF in the law house. Now, it's so interesting that the people who are supposed to rebuke Godfrey Dame, no, they all met today and they were doing what? They were praising Godfrey Dame. See, Godfrey Dame ye real. Godfrey Dame has disgraced the judiciary and the Attorney General's office of Ghana. We're disgracing no. Say Krobia ya ferry idea ye penny for no sebio omo peno kra and nobody will sit in any auditorium with Godfrey Dame. The people we were expecting to speak on Godfrey Dame's conduct, to prove to the world and Ghanaians to say they are sebio responsible adults who have been given positions. No, those are the same people today. Omunyine jare abo powder. Abetina auditorium say let us praise Godfrey Dame. It shows morally how this country it has dropped. Morally, how this country we have no conscience. Bia yede chichire no. Because sesiano ade time in penifono see to say it's something obian kwasiade ne kana to say we are it becomes like we are all attacking somebody who has committed a crime. In the history of the Republic of Ghana, yenya an Attorney General who has been caught on tape speaking to people in court accused without their lawyer. This Godfrey Dame guy is a thief. This criminality will follow him till he dies. So the attempt to whitewash, the attempt to clean Godfrey Dame's criminality with this kind of event in airtime. And when you see the Chief Justice, when you see the so-called General Legal Council members, when you see the Ghana Bar Association president, when you see the president who is a certificateless lawyer, sitting there licking the butt of Godfrey Dame, you need to understand this country needs a serious, massive change. Corruption, no. Mamika bin chamo. I know sometimes the Ghana for no ye kaketa share proye any corruption in general. And Ghana for you say it is always about obi etekrata biechi na wachro na yakọ bank na yakọ isika na asemesi atene de na we attend. That is the lowest part of corruption. Corruption ebi Ghana for monti ase ye ka say aban bi epeketa hye proye kankanya. It is not about debia obi sign contract. When you aid, when you basically brush away something that is supposed to be dealt with. Say asem beda ho na asem e wo say ye kano sibi e wo say kano na pepe yo na say obia na obia kuma to ne yem na nyina etumi hu ye way forward na yetumi chichire man na eno na friend say you are fighting corruption. The moment you become selective about the also can wasem, the ni sa can wasem, na ohwe nipa bi anim ansa na waka wasem, no na the real corruption. Because dear Godfrey Dame, because the Chief Justice refused to speak on it, because the Ghana Bar Association president refused to speak on it, because some people we expect to say at least they are former judges, former lawyers, statesmen. Because these people all refuse to speak on it, the illegality Godfrey Dame committed has become a legality in some sense, because we all know that this guy needs to be rebuked. Into Godfrey Dame's crimes, no, at the end of the day, no, in Penifuanka also mokasa, Emma Sa Bonino, Eya Akwara Ebi or law school ende, Ebe Sro, Akwara Ebi or person or law school, Ebe who said this is a crime. I will never even think of doing that when I get the opportunity to practice as a lawyer or as a judge. Today, the people who are supposed to stop that, who are supposed to speak against actions of the Attorney General, to instill some fear in the younger generation, to learn or take a clue from, so that we can have a system where generations are learning from generations that did the right thing. No, those in Penifon are rather praising the criminal. So, yeka corruption, it is when people who have the power and authority decide not to use that position given to them or power to suppress an evil act. And the act of Godfrey Damina, the Attorney General, the Chief Justice, the Ghana Bar Association President, the President himself, they have decided to ignore. No, this is what we call corruption. Dangerous. Because one, the actions of Godfrey Damina, the President, the Chief Justice, senior lawyers, statesmen, people you expect to speak, chiefs, and those called a council of state members refusing to speak on. No, some young lawyer has taken a clue from it. Remember, sick can be a child left and right. Why Junior will say as same way they go for them and no, there are criminal lawyers in Ghana. There are criminal judges in Ghana. The same way I work good lawyers and good judges. Those people who always want to be on the bad side of the law, using the law itself to protect their crime, no, they have also taken a clue. And we should not think, say, the actions of Godfrey Damino, that action now, the Chief Justice, the President, they all ignored. No, so action, no, it goes with Godfrey Damino. No, it cuts deep. It cuts so deep to the point where corruption. This is the greatest corruption Ghana as so. Because at the end, Bonnie Biam na Godfrey Damindi and Sana Yutumakana son. And Sana Yutumaka say, wait there, he does not deserve to be our Attorney General. Should Godfrey Dame pick a gun and shoot somebody in the head at KGTR and Sana Yakasa with the Bonnie? This in judiciary terms, and I say in law, no, Godfrey Dame has committed the biggest crime in the judicial settings, and I say in law, he has committed the biggest crime. Meaning crime as such a crime Godfrey Dame committed. So when you see Akufo-Addo today, you see the Chief Justice, you see Ghana Bar Association President, when you see lawyers, when you see people who are part of the General Legal Council sitting and applauding a criminal, then it means as a nation we have a problem. I was watching them and I was shocked. I was amazed. I was shocked because I was like, where did we go wrong as a nation? Today, Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, he wanted to take the opportunity to tell Ghanaians he's not a criminal. He is a criminal. In the history of the Republic of Ghana, you have a president who condone corruption. We're making sure say a group or groups of people have been cleared after causing harm to Ghanaians through corruption or corrupt acts. Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, he has overseen the most corrupt regime in the history of this republic. It is under the leadership of Akufo-Addo and as soldiers invade parliament, suppress parliamentarians to force them to do what the president wants. It's the biggest biggest crime in this country, Obia, a friend president, Ensina, Akufo-Addo Nkwasem time they see. Under the leadership of Akufo-Addo, we are talking about the president who, at the end of the day, yet to meet the member, na appointee, red-handed, criminal. Wakunipa, why you say, Akufo-Addo say, let it pass. I am waiting for we are in this country. Nana Danko Akufo-Addo has used the court to commit more crimes than armed robbers on the street of Ghana. Don't you think? And I wouldn't. Yeah, can nipa we use the courts, the law to commit more crimes in the Republic of Ghana. Nana Danko Akufo-Addo and this NPP, they have used the law and the courts to commit more crimes. Yanti kromha and NPP tax ekotrin judge. Chief Justice have they spoken about it? No, because they all condone criminality and crime. You want to tell me, so those people who went into court, because Delta Force CD and the Dejina Adakemuno, do you want to tell me, say, Obia Nim Sanko, for we see them on our TVs every day? The Chief Justice knows, but they have refused to speak on it because they are helping Akufo-Addo to hide behind the court to commit crimes. There are so many of them that we can talk about. Inti yeka obi oye corrupt in the history of this country. Akufo-Addo, and they'll say fight against corruption. Akufo-Addo describes Mahama's labeling of him as a clearing agent as unjustified. Akufo-Addo is the biggest clearing agent in this country. He's a certified criminal, certified clearing agent in the history of this country. The reason why we are having all these things is because from day one, from 1st January 2017, Nana Danko Akufo-Addo has cleared criminals to this point. Into Bibo Kronon cry normal. Charles Bisu, after committing these huge crimes against humanity and against our environment. Today, the same Akufo-Addo wants to put Charles Bisu to parliament. He wants to push him to parliament. It shows how they are enshrined in corruption. In Tiaka corruption, and also bit to die na all signed document. The actions that enables people to take advantage of the system and their corruption. And remember being that now, see, because corruption, and internet about me, I'm not corrupt. Baumia is the most corrupt person. You know why? When it comes to using or hiding behind the law to be corrupt, Mahamudu Bawumia will pretend as if he's not corrupt. Why to say American Muslim? On preko and so num preko kwine. Do you get it? Mahamudu Bawumia on preko and so num preko kwine. When he asked Bawumia about the Paulugu Dam, $12 million, it was paid to him. But Waka just said, did you see anybody giving me that money? Because the media and some people in Ghana have refused to push Bawumia. At this point, why not just say, well, and the Anyamena me bo krono. But remember, it is Bawumia aiding people to pay $12 million to a contractor we don't even know who did not do the job. That is the corruption part. Where does the money end? The money ends up behind the scenes with the people who aided that transfer of corrupt activities. No. Inti Mahamudu Bawumia Jina stage catcher say, I'm not corrupter. He is telling you in the face because we want to say, yanti corruption, I say, Yajina say, also obi mo bisika na ojia and corruption. No. People who use power, who hide behind power to manipulate the system. Mahamudu Bawumia nasi ambassador. He used power. He manipulated power to get Neyere Papa to become ambassador. Bawumia enuya ena otam airport emano. Abra Airport did not need renovation. On one enuya and one man go through the PPA, the right procurement process. Bawumia aided this criminal because he knew at the end of the day, Sikana ended up behind the scenes with him. So consistently, this is what they have done. And today, we are not going to say, "Menya corrupt." And anytime we say, "Yepe obia or ye corrupt," our bogana chrono, Akufo-Addo, he has used the law, he has used the court to dupe Ghanaians and to cause Ghana harm more than any president in our history. So you need to understand politics. You need to understand politicians. Some are criminals and liars. And the NPP, they have mastered that craft. They know how to lie to you, and it is part of the NPP. Every single person or supporting NPP was carved out of lies because they know. Says enya atroa. Na so kasa de nokre pa etwi NPP ni ma. Sanka ye nokre ena ye kan Ghana ne. If we're going to be honest, say a person can okre without like thinking about anything. Anka ohini biya ba omia be gina ni mbia obebusa ba omia se ba omia economy in the buy and the member are no more so and the dollar no 15.19. I didn't know Begina Menimusa bit my Ghana ye and can no Korea Ghana. If we are going to be honest people, say per se can no cry and can any say on hinibia entertain baumia, yeah. And can this on hinibia entertain baumia I want the parliament the palace. Because it is clear that they all know Baumia has failed. It is clear that they all know how the economy was before now. But why do you think they will still stand before and say, we still support you and respect you? It is because they are not willing to speak truth. It is because they are not willing to put their tribe aside to tell the guy that you are governing a nation, you are not governing a tribe. The real truth, you know, we don't want to say it, but I swear to God, or hinibia, ni penyinibia, sofubia, maamibia, papebia, any deep down in your heart that Baumia say a fa Baumia say ombeye omo accountant omo company, they will not employ Baumia. Say omo kofa Baumia resume and in the record it be seen there. They will never allow Baumia to look or take care of their books. But why would they? These same people who say they can speak some white man's language, why do you think they would today admit to failure? They will admit to failure because they feel, say, when they are come out to say, Baumia has failed, almost so it is their pride before their country. It is their pride before the development of the nation. So they are selfish. So when you see these things, you should not be shocked. It should not worry you as a young Ghanaian. You should not be pissed off. You should not be angry. You have to have some kind of confidence that I will change this. Tie. So you Ghana ni now share Sibia and Peniphobia enim because of greed and a chrono. Na katashe and sebio no kura di pebim person beka na say oh ya young man na say penyini we die na me expect say anka Sibia ni mfie kwa enim no me expect say nko beka sa nyansem because yen nyina na eti krom ha yen nyina to petrol and the petrol boy is saying and the kobe boy is saying and the tomato is saying and the kako is saying and the afaka akoko kwan so is saying and the dan kra yatum and the na nka beka say penyini we dey megin say onim nyansa say penyini faili sa test na don't get worried, don't be angry. The power you have, and they say you need to change that. And how do you change that? You need to vote against the criminals our Penino is trying to impose on you. Because you're on Peniphobia Ghana. I'm imagine say the omube dinkwane hiomo. Send your yebe wa ni hiomo. Send your omobusi afobedi ye ni hiomo. The collective good of this nation, they don't care. It is a young man as a ojine wankaso abra bonwa. It does not matter where you live or which Penino do him. At the end of the day, also one can busa and say, na nipe ya sebio na medwin say, we de nko epenyini, na nka ebia o tumi a o san nko kanyansa sam ekye nipa yetua to amano ye de ekra hye nim no se penyini no enim no kura na wonka de a then me as a young man I have to advise myself because sa penyini we midi meni to no so a and the ofiri mu a ne mankwa na bedie onwene me ho enti sebio ohene anase wasori penyini anase bio eku a wodi anim penyini aye na adwene se onka no kore ema wo ho ntowa one thing also tia se ne se de ono onya every baomia ene na aban ho no wunya bi the only thing a wo benya ne se wo beto abapa na se bio obi aba abaye nyoma ebeboa. The honest truth is yeto abasesan asesa aban a there are 90% of more beto abano you will not be able to see nipa wato abama no echianisem. You wouldn't. But me can crancho 90% of yene kwakoto aba eyi president sa president no 90% of us yentumi hu no ene ntina table hu ending komo majority of the time ye be hu na na wotwam ana okasa wo TV so but the ye betumi aye ama sa nipa no adekudie ntia yeto abama no yenya ho faso no se yeto abama na se sa nipa ye ginidi se waye bi da obetumi aye ne ogidie woni mu a de obeye no eno ene yebenya ho mfaso enti se meti ayeldo meti asankregwa na se mehwe me area na metumani hospital mehu bia party we na ye NDC school we NDC ebia ejuma we NDC ekwan we NDC na John Mahama jina meni meka chem se to abama me a se woto abama John Mahama also tia se abana watoma John Mahama no ade papa na agidi a wo mu no oya it will trickle down and change your life. So one te sa de na se a wagiri be o se John Mahama nantiba ufie be chia wunsem oba America 99% of Americans who Joe Biden in person that. But they are voting for a political party not because of the individual, because of the political party. When you are looking at politicians, say John Mahama, you need to judge them by what they have done. Ghana mrawe constitution it say obia ni ho kwan say odi president 8 years straight ebi ni ho ahemfo Ghana nyina nim, they know that. Asofo mo Ghana nyina nim say Ghana constitution imra kese na ebo Ghana ho ban no imra ne kire say obia ho kwan so be the president 4 years. Say Ghana fo ni so wadwuma a wo be ya na the another 4 years account eno ano no enti ohini bia ni Ghana also to be bia na no kra ka kire eye Ghana ni say asimesi kodi president na automatically obedi president 8 years na sa ohene no ejimi fo ena sa wo yo ohene ana wo ye panyini na osise bia otumi kenkan weni afi weni abie wonim de ekọ na sa politician begina wenim na o ka kire wo se toma me na memkodi 8 years e wa ban mu a na sa politician ombu with level of intelligence ohun se wejimi every say obu se unim Ghana mrana that politician will not stand before you and tell you say media me be the president and me the 8 years or kire wo say wo sa ohene na wo to wejimi. Because for a politician to stand before you and say toma me na memkodi 8 years no, then he means obeso kire wo say unim Ghana mrano. Now, person just a Ghana constitution won't tear here. Or person just a way Jimmy. Oh, your hini a wide didn't go deep because obu were thinking and obu a junior doubt more because a tumame. Na me fa in fear nine and koya Ghana juma. But so Jina would you catch out say tumame. Na me kodi fear what chia ombu or who's away Jimmy or who's a Ghana constitution won't tear here. Into any politician who enters a palace, enters anywhere, a church, and tell the people, say, to mame, na me kodi 8 years no, sa politician no, one moto who somewhere Jimmy, because Ogini say, or non quantity constitution asi, but constitution has stated it clearly. Nobody has the right to be voted for 8 years, straightforward. You have 4 years. After 4 years, no, so modibo say near the 4 appeal so. It is a politician say onim sa then that politician is not fit to lead Ghana. And that is what I keep telling you. Inti yene yama politicians edi anwagro edi atem.
Juma maye no obiet e kan say uhwe vice presidents a omaba Ghana from independence. Unya obi a waye ejuma asin Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. Enti e kire say vice president ejuma no mapase. Enti mum promote me na menko president ejuma no. Mum promote me nananom. Na menko president no. Nanano me division atueja. Na sa vision no be boye pa. That's another reason I me pese mo mami mudi sa akuniano mamia. Media me from day one minimadia me pese me. And yes, I may call honeymoon aba before me share see. Day one, me share see aye jumano. Na ama obia. They toso me and sa media mempe corruption. Enti me juma na aye clean. Enti me pese mumma me sa akuni ano na menye jumano na obia who say metimi a fight corruption so. Nananum very important ne saying usha media me be president me ko nyamiadum 8 years enyesa na usha media me be president me ko nyamiadum 8 years enyesa na obi ba ono oko 4 years enyesa na 4 years ne dia say mumma no 4 years no munhunu biomo. Next time Abubu Hununa or Independence Square, handy over. Baby yomo. Media mumma me 4 years, sir. Just a misamba bium namu renew me license, and yes, sir. Namit me kaka nubium. Media me
this is how low our politics are do. This is the Ashanti Regional House of Chiefs. Baumia who are from Jones with all due respect, or my dream quickly. Because Baumia in constitution, no? And I informed it to us to do no, meaning so Omako school. Proponent to way wako school pa. Into the end of proponent that now Baumia has some natural. Some may be 8 years. Now towards 3. It is because we have chosen tribe over intelligence. Because Ghana constitution, no. Baumia jina wakasa wasidi ejuma ben no waye. Baumia vision or can vision ba kumpo demo. Vision ben. Dollar is at 16. Inflation is at 25. We are talking about serious things. This is how low. This is the comedy we have brought our election. What kind of constitution of the Republic of Ghana? This is what it says. What does the constitution say? Mami and Lajino. Na yankai na in penform Ghana almost say Ghana no montiasie. Chapter 8, the executive. Terms of office of president. Constitution in ye TA. It says this 66:1. A person elected as president shall, subject to clause 3 of this article, hold office for a term of 4 years, beginning from the date on which he is sworn in as president. Or see, a person elected as president shall, subject to clause 3 of this article, hold office for a term of 4 years, beginning from the date on which he is sworn in as president. The constitution can say, wa ya beg you so your president no or automatic 4 years pet until see besa to aba foforo any John Mahamadi president na yes so betwa e de atamos de no so no mo say onya one term enti eye den na ba o me gina himfo anim na ahimfo so mo de makọ school o mo use British accent American accent ne nye ahimfo de mo so o mo doctorate o mo ye lawyers o mo sua de o PhD. Na Baumia begina with Nimkacha or say media meko 8 years now about Tinku. That means that you have lowered yourself, your level of intelligence, no? Baumia has bought it. Baumia who say why dwene wo form. Baumia who say why dwene nkwe chire. Baumia who say why dwene nkwe nim. Because Baumia respect your level of intelligence and understanding governance in Ghana. Oni samu nyina munima anko mbie na numpo nka say media me be di president a me di 8 years. It means Baumia does not respect anybody who was sitting in front of him at the Ashanti Regional House of Chiefs. And is this how we need to treat Ahemfo in Ghana? Is this how we are supposed to do politics in Ghana? So say na nkebe politics dia and the kwase bia betumi abe a politician. Ejuma ben also aye. Ejuma ben na Baumia se waye mo ebusa na ejuma also waye ejuma ben vision ben also owo yet $1 was 16 and the petrol 1 liter is 16 Ghana. Today inflation is at 25. This comedian is standing in front of you not yegina a whole regional house of chiefs near your campaign then a time can say we need to speak truth and it just say yenim penifoni be all Ghana no yene ya say krono. It is not about enyini. It is about your commitment and willingness to speak truth. It's not about akorabi diwatem. It is your actions, your inactions. The obeye, the obe soso, and the beman korebu araso mumbu. What will make a mere politician who knows for a fact that you have only one term to be president and sani asato oswababium to stand before a so-called mamponhinia or so odima de cheme or your PhD holder wako school abruchire or na him for maka any madie chen Ghana for why would what will make a politician stand before you and say media mikodi 8 years? Then it means the politician does not respect your level of intelligence as a chief. And who has allowed this? It is us. It is Yene. We have allowed politicians to disrespect us. This is the reality. And you see, you can take it anyhow you want to take it. You can be mad, you can be angry. But I am stating the clear facts. You can take it anyhow. I don't care. You can decide to hide behind whatever you want to hide behind. You can hide behind propaganda and try to incite some group of people against me, against John Mahama, against the NDC. But the fact still remains that when a politician stands before you, he needs to respect your intelligence. The moment he decides not to respect your intelligence, then it means the politician who will say, today we woke up, we were on guys, let's get serious, because you see, These are some of the things Eddie Ghana ababedruha. Debia meka me say ahemfo, you play a very big role in Ghana politics. Ghana politics are saying about 60% fought near ahemfo. Ghana politics now are saying about 40% religion. And about 20% tribalism. And the rest now can, which is 40% more ahemfo. Religion 40, ahemfo 40, tribalism 20, and internet as a nation. Sanka ahemfo will eschew all these things and be honest in their dealings, irrespective of any political party in front of them. What will even make Bawumia what will make him so confident to come to the regional House of Chiefs, Ashanti region, and tell ahemfo Amotete was said, "Why ejuma beng?" Edi ejuma na Bawumia ya edim puntu aba asantefo abrabom. Edi ejuma. Vision ben na Bawumia wa asesa asantefo abrabo. And the top petrol 1 liter 16 Ghana. And only ejuma no. And the dollar 16 Ghana. And only ejuma no. And the yaka inflation 25%. Asantmai is basically the economic hub. Yaka ejedia asantmai. Intika Bawumia krade enisan ko bejina asantmai ka so wa ye ejuma. Ejuma ben na wa ye nkwa ye ejuma nka so amefo ejuma nyina egu. So you the chiefs are supposed to stand up because ye nto aba omoso. Because mono ye nyimu tisa politicians. Mojuma dia mudino for life. Inti mukade nkamo all the liberty and the right to be honest. But because of tribe, you hide behind tribe, you hide behind hatred for some group of people to condone foolishness. Inti andano yes so nkwasi asam suntina ba omia tuminya opportunity oba the Ashanti Regional House of Chiefs. Instead of him to tell them what he has done for the past 7 years to change their lives, he's rather underestimating the level of intelligence of ahemfo. Instead of Bawumia telling ahemfo what he has done to change the lives of asantefo, omujadie, omabrabono, Bawumia is rather doing what? Playing games with the intelligence of ahemfo. Because one, he knows even though ahemfo nim no they will not do it, so he'll play on their intelligence. And it's when you, some of the chiefs, you told this line, Mona must say Ghana, majority of you, and make us ask them, I don't care what you think, how you feel about me. I don't care. So it's my back case. Because who pay my bills. And I won't pay my bills. You not liking me and changing me my brabum. So you should understand and say that is not going to stop me from telling you the bare truth. And this is the clear-cut truth. The bigger disrespect and then the muhu no mahimfi no. Na time na yeka proponent and exponent no. Time na mamponhene oka brofo akese no. What were you expecting? Were you expecting the dollar to get to 16? Were you expecting a liter of fuel to get to 16? Were you expecting inflation to get to 25? Were you expecting a lot of Ghanaians not to be working today? Were you expecting Ghana's economy to get to this point? You were expecting all the figures to be positive. But when the man standing in front of you had done all the negatives, why are you still saying you were a slave to that man? What makes you a chief? You have lost that integrity and respect. You have lost that thing where the young people who you rule thought to say you had. No, you have nothing. Because the only thing a politician in me is your honesty and your ability to be able to tell a politician in the face. You said this, you could not do it. But if today, because of whatever reason, you have become a puppet to a politician, for a politician to come stand before you and knowing you know the constitution, telling you what you know and making you feel stupid, it means it is because of our actions. And I'm Babedru Hande. I am some 40%. A religion 40%, tribalism 20%, and I say Ghana. Let's move on. All right, boss. Where's this coming from? That's all. In Yesramo, Mobesa Muja Santimane, and Mebuno Moba. Yesramo, Monkano Crencher politicians. And it does not apply to only Ashanti region, ahemfo, Western region, Eastern region, Northern region, Central region. Mon kano kre. Sa mo ahemfo no mo kano kra politicians o mo ntumi njimi o Ghana. Na sa mo ahemfo no mo ne politicians be ye baako. Na mo bɔ no mo kano kre. Na mo hyehyɛ kokwa mo hyehyɛ deals achi. Na mo ntumi kano kra. Mo na mo say Ghana no. And intini e wo hande. And you see, our politics, they change it. It has changed from Sebi. It has changed from Taflache. It has changed from please. It has changed from you are old. Our politics is now fact-checking politics. Our politics has gotten to the point whereby people need their taxes to work for them. People need politicians to understand they serve us. People want politicians to know that they can change them. They can give them power. It has moved from that point whereby people were begging politicians, showing politicians unnecessary respect, making politicians think that we are serving them, making politicians think they are not accountable. You are crossing that path, and the earlier you people get that in your head, the better for this nation. Because Obianye ready to be some politician. Obianye ready say obetafre politician too. Obianye ready say taxes obetuano. If it is not working for them, they will keep quiet. Obianye ready say yebema atro edigan enim. Irrespective of your age and your position, your politics no, it has crossed that path. And then you people don't want to adapt to. And then you people don't want to understand and believe. But this is the facts. The facts are what I am stating. Politics no at that level. Let's all get back to factory settings and stop this using tribe, any religion, any sign of mamano to destroy Ghanaians. It's very, very important we talk about these things. Now, Mama Chama dear, see something here. There's another thing I want to speak on. All right, so it's got to do with this. Let's listen to this gentleman. He was speaking on Joy News.
Same question. Your reaction?
Yeah. Benji, you see, I have kept on several times telling the MPP people the conversation about where a candidate is coming from is non-strategic and non-visionary, and they should desist from it. But they kept on saying, oh, if you don't choose Bawumia, it means that you have used and abandoned. Look, if you want to tell Ghanaians that the party is national in character, it is not by choosing a candidate. That has to be a default position about who is competent to be your leader, not where they are coming from. Now, let me give you a scenario. Now, granted that any of the Ashantis become the vice candidate, and which, Dr. Asar Asante said that, that person inevitably becomes the head if the president is not there, and most likely become the one in pole position, come the next leadership contest. What are you going to get? You're going to get another Ashanti. Now, people are going to refer you to the idea that it has always been the Southern dominant. Then your preferred candidate of Bawumia becomes a window dressing. I'm telling you, after this election, Bawumia cannot, unless he wins the election and then he becomes a president, he cannot win the leadership contest of MPP in the next round. He cannot. And if that happens, then it means that it was a window dressing. You haven't actually tackled the issue of perceived acanistic. All right? And I keep telling them that the reasons why you haven't been able to deal with that, because of certain little things that you do that makes people think that you are perceived acanistic. So if you want to solve the acanistic tag, it is not about using Bawumia as an example of you being national. Because in the end, whoever becomes the vice candidate is most likely going to head the ticket. Then you go back to the same conversation. For me, they haven't been strategic. You do not have to concentrate on your leadership selection based on where somebody is coming from. If you say, as I said, Dankwa, Buzia, Dombo, or whatever you call it, what about the Ga people? What about the Evers? It is problematic when you start using these things. And that is exactly why people keep saying you are sectionist. You have to stop using these languages. We are sort of following the Nigerian example that hasn't actually worked for the country. Always talking about North-South ticket. What is that? Persons must emerge based on their competency, based on their contribution to the party, based on their activeness in the political party. And then when they put themselves forward, regardless of where they come from, they should be able to be seen as competent managers of this country by the voters. But if you take the lazy approach by just saying, because we have X number of people here, and because we haven't used these people, so we have to go for it, that's a lazy strategy. And that does not help you. And it will keep having that perceived sectionist position on you. They need to change their strategy.
So that's it. And this is something that we've been talking about. And Abrantia Small King, his name is Kobe Mensah, political marketing strategist. I don't know him. My team got the video in that we need to speak on it. The all can say MPP Edun Pempen so be also mama Ghana 40 as say omonya tribal party. Now the reason why Okas has something to say for the MPP crowd to say they running mate or Santino, it is problematic. It shows to say a party a ye in for that statement alone to pop up, say yepe Asantini with all due respect, so we Jimmy Kura yepe Asantini. Sebio Asantinias with all due respect, onye competent to create Asantini. Asantinia with all due respect, onye capable of delivering create Asantini. Or say that is dangerous as a strategist, a political strategist. Or say that shows it's a party in already say a between who every day mu yimumu. Because or can send me or say send ye baumia or your flag bearer. Nasa baumia ekoyi Asantini say or a running meter. Automatically, Sabaumia niwa it goes back to Asantini. So what have you changed? Saying say party no any tribal party. Because it is looking like say Sabaumia eyi running mate ebe succeedina na running mate ni Asantini. Automatically Sabaumia niwa the running mate will be preferred candidate to lead the MPP. Technically, what you are avoiding, what you are trying to put out there is a party ni Asante for party no. You have come back to the same party. Tribal party, because at the end of the day, Sauka say in the MPP, yen to me any tribes person for be of another tribe and to me partner Baumia na Asantini Kwadia. Then you cannot tell Ghanaians to say because Baumia your flag bearer and the party is not a tribal party. Senka person prove Ghana for say Sabaumia muyi, is not just to tell Ghanaians say Munya tribal, Abraham ya tribal, and come back Baumia say he should feel free and choose somebody who is competent. But because you people know and the heat and Kofor say party no yimu party you people forced your way to bring Baumia as a flag bearer to deceive everybody. Now you go back to the basics. You both go back to factory settings. You have now put out a statement say Baumia nya Santini won't tiasie. That means the party is a tribal party. The party is not willing to give other tribes the opportunity to come in, especially Sapatika say Dankwa Buzia Dombo. It means that the party is limiting the number of people who get opportunities in the party to maybe bear 3 tribes, which is not right, because the moment you make the party limit its positions to some specific tribe, it becomes a tribal political party. So he was saying, say, Senka MPP for person who prove Ghana for say, and yet tribal party. Na omokasa omo de Baumia ba na eteni into any tribal party. The next person who was supposed to be, and answer the person who was supposed to be Baumia's running mate, should be somebody who is not from the Ashanti region. And with all due respect, I am not undermining Ashantis. I am saying, say, they are equally competent people in the MPP who are not Ashantis, who can do a better job than an Ashanti they are insisting. Because we have all seen Napo, we have all seen Edichum, we have all seen these people who at the end of the day, level of intelligence. Who doesn't know Napo? Everybody knows Napo, his failures, how Napo is temperamental, how Napo is not smart, the foolishness of Napo from education ministry all the way to the energy ministry. Today we are in doomsday crisis. There's nothing exceptional about Napo. There's nothing so attractive about Napo, unless the party is a tribal party that is trying to do what? Still toward the same line. Inti yam fam na Baumia begine nim na yam fa Santini begine chire na yam use no or ya twe no hwane asade back to factory settings ye de akoma £700. Inti Abrantia Small can say NPP no so person Ghana nyina gi omtuma e wo se omti omho free tribal idea na omwo no because you talk about Ghana only 2 regions and etuma NPP. Why is it so? There are 16 regions in Ghana. Why do you think say 2 regions spend etuma Ashanti etuma NPP? Because the NPP is not attractive to the whole Ghana. Now if I don't want to go into anything, but I want to tell you something. Say it is because of that thing no enema and the NPP a struggle. It is because of that thing and the Ghana no NPP no is not attractive to a young Ghana, a young den a Krobo, a young de Kusasi, a young day a young Eve, a young Infanti man. The party is not attractive to any tribe because the party at the end of the day has not been able to move away from that thing of tribal party. Say okay now your tribe Jimmy cry and that is the problem the NPP has now. That is why the party is not attractive. He's making a point. But is the NPP going to listen? No, because the NPP's bile, NPP tribalism. The party was born out of tribalism. In this Ustadia, every time you approach or you confront the NPP about the basics, the idea, the mentality behind their party, they are quick to say, hey, NDC, they are a revolution party, a soldier for a bank, because they know that when you push them to the point, person who's a partner, a Ghana for party, on the catch say, party, dear, you're the moment I push you almost say party no a Ghana for party, it's everyone allowed in the NPP. They will be quick to tell you, oh, nasa NDC a soldier bind at the buy, but say soldier bind at the buyer. It has not limited it to some certain tribes. The NDC is not limited to 1 or 2 tribes. The NDC is not limited to a group of people. The NDC is open to every single tribe in Ghana. As far as you are competent, it does not matter which tribe you are coming from. You can get the opportunity to serve in the NDC. What about the NPP? That was not born out of revolution. It was born out of what? If the NDC was born out of military or revolution, what was the NPP born out of? The NPP was born out of tribalism. Finished. And so they all move away from this conversation. The NPP, I'm telling you, it does not matter how many times you give them the opportunity to serve. It is still going to be the interest of some few group of people. Because it is not something that belongs to Ghanaians. And today in Ghana, some people are bent saying, Santini Rani Meta Twaba. Because in the minds of some people, a Kuobin party. So the NPP is born out of tribalism. The NDC, you can say, is born out of revolution because the founder of the NDC came out of the PNDC, which is right. But what about the NPP? NPP dey free tribe because ekuobi your omadwene say ye beti ye ho ama sabi onipa bi a ye mpa o masem no ye ne o mapem so eno ene the NPP abedru ha eno ntina ende no the NPP is not looking out for competence. The NPP is not looking out for intelligence. The NPP is not looking out for people who have worked their way through to get to the top. They are looking for anybody who calls himself an Ashanti. As Rani Beit to Baumia. Don't get this wrong. The NPP, party, it is not about you. The party is not about you thinking, say, they are part of you. The party is about some group of people who believe, say, they are better than every single person or tribe in this country. That is why the NPP is not attractive to any tribe in Ghana. It is all reading the history. This is what the history will tell you. It will say this National Liberation Movement. The National Liberation Movement was a Ghanaian political party formed in 1954. Yes, the National Liberation Movement, not a political party in 1954. This is public knowledge. Now, set up by disaffected Ashanti members of the Convention People's Party who were joined by Kofi Ebrifabuzia. The NLM opposed the process of centralization while supporting a continuing role of traditional leaders. Inti omo say sa eye NLM we no at the end of the day nipa bia na omo ka eye den CPP ho a na sebio omo bo ento omo yem omo ye omo adwene se omo beti omo ho omo ene koti NLM na sa NLM na eye asantefo a na omo wo CPP mu ene koti NLM. In the CPP no na your area tribe bia wo bi. CPP no na tribe bia wo bi. And nzimafo, infantefo, sremfo, awonafo, krobofo, but asantefo no mo CPP mu no, omo ka se omo de omo ate omo ho Freemason group. Iti Freemason fo no, asantefo no mo CPP mu no, omo te omo ho no, e no omo kote NLM. Na omo kote NLM no, na omo adikudie ntia na omo ne CPP nya adwene ne se, CPP se na omo pese omo chichire Ghana nyina bom. Na omo pese omo nwene Ghana nyina te se kente, na Ghana nyina ye chichire bom. Na asantefo omo NLM asantefo omo CPP mu se omo ntiase nti omo se omo ti omo ho. Efri se na omo de omo pese Ghana ye chichire ne se, na nka pese omo de ahenie e chichire Ghana. Inti nka ekwa asantefo ahenie omonkwa yate ho. Inti they were saying say yama Ghana ahenie nchechire Ghana ahemfo nchechire Ghana dan say nyina beba benkrom na yachechire Ghana irrespective of your tribe, your religion or wherever you are coming from. Na asantefo no mo CPP mu so mo mpene ene na mo kote NLM. Na NLM no ye hwan te. I say it was led by Akufo-Addo, linguist to the Asante nipa ote National Liberation Movement na your friend Akufo-Addo ono na ye 1954 otuf ohene na oya Asante no ne chiame inti Asante den no 1954 Asante no ne chiame Akufo-Addo ono ne te NLM ono ne yi £700 eco register NLM say yene yate party. So Freemason group no eya asante follow no mo CPP mu no omo na omo ka se omo pese ye be chichire Ghana bom omo pese nka omo de omo nko aho ena kwa mekroma se ompene Ghana ye nyina nipa baako nti omo no saa time no hina na oya asante hina no na chia me ba afo akoto ono na yi ni bottom sika £700 ena ode ye den ode kote NLM ene na otufo ka kire se ne wo fa ne te NLM nti omo ankasa no adwene a ne wo fa ne te party ne se na ompese e de Ghana ye de ye nyina be chichire na emom na nka ompese somebody ahindie nko achichire Ghana inti the intent adwene na tai NLM chi no na enye for Ghana na eye for say ye bema den saa time no ohene na oya asante hene no wa be ye kese a wate no ho Freemason. What you say? In Tukwa, the party gained some support in Gold Coast legislative election 1956 and became the third largest party in the assembly with 12 seats, behind the Convention People's Party and Northern People's Party. Into a party and a parliament. Into now we see people who are and sana the Northern People's Party. We CPP in the Northern People's Party. Show. Into also say from day one. NPP yedi free NLM mubaye no. The ideology wasn't about decentralizing Ghana or centralization. And I say yeah chichire Ghana boom sekuru. Idea ne say na yeti NLM say ohene ana sebio oya sante hene saa time ne chia me no na omo pesa santefo ahemfo nkwan di omo so na omo pesa ye beyi omampanyini. Into this is where the party came from. Anytime I catch you say, so okay say NDC a revolution mune free buy NPP a tribe mune free buy. And into the end a whole political party to me catch you say, now we see ye tribal people ye teni nanso omo insist say ya santini. If we say when ya santinia party no ne fapem no wase no. And into the end MPP say ye nya santini running mate ye ntoaba e mabaomia. I feel what the Freemason story and I say into Freemason Ghana Freemason no Freemason na about Ghana no 1954 and a Freemason no a one start here. So don't be deceived into saying who say nipa bi who say MPP na say Ghana omo person be kan okra. It is because enya Ghana no mo dwene ho eye dey Freemason eye tribe and omo dwene ho. It is all the original Freemason enye de ohun no TV ni so original Freemason no ene de ma church 1954 and a Freemason no start here. Thank you. Let's get this right. The fact na me de achiro no anything and we are seeing these things. Anything and ba omia tibiko jina Ashanti Regional House of Chiefs kachiro mo say munyina motia mo soma ko school But when you say you be president or entitled to only 4 years, say after that you better aba. Omu on respect you because when you say omu titi woni nyina adwene nyina tribe enye Ghana. Inti Bawumia show them disrespect. Bawumia knows what they are interested in. Bawumia nim asantefo ahemfo no de omakoma wom enye Ghana. Eye den tribe ni ahinie. Inti ogina ho no omu onim so nim nukura no ba omo person beka. Inti he will go with them the same way they want. And then Bawumia is towing that line. Bawumia is disrespecting them because they have allowed that. Meyanko enim. Inti Freemason history nam de ama no. Obi o she Freemason atare bia ono kase bia reason ni. Na ma menche wade foforo. Didim. This is another story very interesting. Black Stars are show Munkai Jordan Ayo ashe 3. Amamu 3 visas. Mambu remfi. Ujami kwa. Anya de meja ade we ye. NDC bapa wo, Omam bapa wo, MPP wini o. Hey, I'm not going to stop. Inti ujami kwa. Inti mawadwini mbrefie. So I want to my NDC and family. It is your problem. Me, I will never sit here. I mentioned what the ABCC I see here. She unkwasi adibi esi wagara see. Here, we radio was anti-memu. Yeah. This is after end the game, no. Congratulations to Dr. Bawumia and the entire Black Stars team. This is how foolish some of these radio stations was anti-memu. This is how foolish. This is how they have reduced everything. Into Black Stars born next match. Now Black Stars lose it, and people start to attribute it to Bawumia. What are you people going to say? Yeah, Jimmy. Yeah. Black Stars are called ball. A whole Kesbin TV, Kesbin FM. Editors who your uncle for making sure say ya should be and sana ko TV so ya post it. They know what they are doing. This is how foolish we are. Bawumia born Obobi. Into Ochina Black Star into man qualified to World Cup. Ochina Black Star kono muluzua. Kwasi afo mugu Kesbin. Mbeka say yemble mu Bawumia. This is how foolish you people are. Monti Ghana na say. Monti Jiminum. Yet yamuso na mubuofu. See the foolishness. This is what I've been talking about. Yentire biao. Now I said nipeni biwa Jimmy taramakuma hum. What are you going to get from this? What are you people going to get from this? Wait, then I'm being free. What is he going to do? He's going to give Bawumia votes. He's going to change the dollar. I'm about 3. Ebema few on here turn 1 liter 16 Ghana no. Ade about 2 Ghana. Ebe se Ghana economy. Ebema ejuma aba. You are foolish. Mo Jimmy, mama politicians treat him say moi. These are some of the things. And we do cheap politics with everything. And they be akan media. Sa Freemason media no mona ma say Ghana. Making a yo be a buffo too much to the point say me sister goes here Jordan Ayo bought 3 no say any of the players been a boy and come pictures na a lead and it is not they are hurt to say Jordan Ayo ne share go no why Obijina stadium air commentary any ya go na Jordan Ayo ashama Ghana no Jordan Ayo ne ma mente Black Star ne papa ante Black Star any yes obe attribute a hat trick to Jordan Ayo ayani ya adentra ubusan so only reason. So this at the end of the day, this eden ebe ya mamu, eden ebe ya Bawumia, ebe sesama brabo, ebe change anything. Mubi mumo Jimmy. Now I'm mentioning my dear. I was going to talk about this. Presidential advisor on health. What can't say or say. We are in free world where you cannot force anyone to stay in your country. Government is continuously working to improve conditions of health workers. Yebusane say, na nurse for the doctors are omu free Ghana eko from 2017 basin there omuko in their numbers. Ejani free Ghana no see say we are see they won't even stop obia. At the end of the day, omubeko. This is the person who advises the Akufo-Addo. In this Akufo-Addo friend papa we are. No guy said, Dr. Asari, there are too many young nurses leaving the shores of this country. What do you suggest? Mr. President, Nipa de Ombeko. We are government. We should go and tell them we are doing what? This man advises the president. And his advice is supposed to stop this brain drain. We expect to say, this man, he's so intelligent. Obet me advise the president and said, this is what we have to do to stop the nurses who we have been giving free money to. Remember, a brain drainer. Nurse for mudwane kwa abrochire kwa jisika after taking alawa for free, after taking loan for free. Nurse for we aji loan. Oma ji alawa, oma dinimienu. Omu wi a wontena Ghana no modwane kwa abrochire ye busa nipa na otu president refo no se die na odwen se ose ya ose nipa de oka so betu kwan a ye oye nde obetu enti ye de beye aban na jimi. You think there's somebody who advises Joe Biden or any of these European presidents he's been caught on TV say ye busa the questions why you think this is the kind of answer he will give? Because one, you need to understand those nurses and doctors, we as a nation, we have invested in them. And we need to find ways to make sure the investment we invested in them, we accrue those investments back. Nurse for good training college about me adini Jimmy alawa free alawa MPP for Jimmy ya to sikagu no. At the end of the day, sasikana ya to kono. We need to take that money back. The loan that these people are taking, at the end of the day, we need to get that money back as a nation because you're for the Christmas. And if you don't put things in place to stop them from going out to go apply, live in other countries, adia ya chire mo Ghana nyina na mo de akwakoboa UK, de akwakoboa USA, then it means you the leaders, mo Jimmy, you don't have the brains to stop this. They don't have the brains to be in office. You simply don't have the brain to be in office. My Jimmy, you are not intelligent enough. The reason why we gave you people the opportunity, we thought you are smarter than us. Things that we could not think through to come to a conclusion that will benefit this nation. We thought you people know it. And that is why you are being paid like pigs. Now, Yebusa will say, this is happening. Majority of our health sector workers are leaving the country. You are a government. What is happening? The only solution to brain drain, one, and that is to make sure that you have enough health facilities, world-class health facilities, and at the end of the day, pay these people who are going to work at the facilities well. That's the only thing. The reason why I own this obi ejuma ewo or a nurse or America with twako Germany so okoye nurse and say nurse the juma or na hani tuani kaye and two facility no no the facility no a man ejuma na no koso. Into nothing convinces that person say obi free America ako Germany akoye nursing. So the solution is there. Build better hospitals that will entice them to stay, give them good salaries. It is not about giving them alawa to eat in nursing training colleges. No. Because when you give them alawa to eat for free for 4 years, whatever you give them to eat there, when they exit the nursing, if you say at the end of the day, you did not put things in place to stop them from leaving. The only way you can stop them from leaving is to making sure say adie no mokosua no omuwie na omunya access omunya edwuma no so omunya no they are paid well. It is a way to me and put these things in place. Now catch them say it's a free world, anyone can travel, and then you are foolish, you don't have intelligence to lead. So obi to me ba no who say we need to build chip compounds around the nation, community centers around the nation, health regional hospitals, SC UGMC, SC Sewia, SC Afari, SC all these world-class hospitals. The target is that nurses in Ghana will be employed right after work, after school. And at the end of the day, they will be paid well. And then they make you be a nurse in Ghana. Now, if you are not able to strategize, put things in place to make these people feel, say, when they work here, they can make equally the same amount of money somebody in Cuba is making, what is going to stop the person from leaving the country? Until you are daft. And anytime I say, power, and these people are showing you they are not intelligent enough to lead this nation. So Otmitina radio so TV so he is the advisor, presidential advisor. Answer the Akufo-Addo ebetua na mobiano. Dia na oye Akufo-Addo enene kasa ewo se eba eye apomdiana mo a we ne tu ne fo. Ene ebusa wo se nurse for the doctors no mu dwane o yenye den o se obi atimi dwane na aba ne den wi ase de yes ye wa femu de wa femu de ne den agenda 111 send we see de wo beto ye chip compounds wo beto ye over 3,000 de na wutumi wie ni nyina. Health facilities, regional hospitals, Afari, how many beds? Ayesewua, how many beds? Ayede Kumewu, how many beds? All these hospitals built around the nation, have you been able to make sure that they are effectively working? No. Wait, Jimmy, you are not supposed to lead Ghana. It does not matter a junior with him. Wait, Jimmy. And we are wasting our taxpayers' money on you. Into why should anybody sit and say, Bawumia has intelligence when it comes? Bawumia is going to work with these same idiots. No German health presidential advisor, American, British. Your best friend Busan the question we are say we are a free world and that you cannot force anyone to stay. There are some things that force people in South Africa not to travel to the other parts of Africa. When was the last time South Africa young man say about Ghana or be pay juma or when was the last time you heard something like that? But in Ghana for mo free Ghana echo South Africa ko pay juma. Ask yourself why. Something can be stopped if you put things in place. Even though Ukrono any the best, some things can be stopped. Bibi enamani patubata. Something forces a young nurse to leave Ghana. And you need to find that thing that is forcing them to leave Ghana. And there are two major things. Give them better facilities, pay them well. Stop giving them stupid alawa for them to use unnecessarily. Let them go for loan. Let them feel responsible. 90% of Nkwara Omwa nursing school, they are not responsible. They are not responsible. They are there like chicken and you feed them. They get out and they travel. And who bears the cost? You and I. And these same kids will come around and say, Ghana, say, me kwa abruchiri. So the little money you have, you don't spend on them because at the end of the day, every single one of them is coming from a home. And as far as you're coming from a home, then it means you sat down with your parents to discuss the school you want to go. And you know the financial burden that comes with it. Inti, ukrawa lucky, uba and yasikoji loan. O papa ye for loan. So why are you burdening the country with alawa? Into who as a government feeding these kids and not making them responsible and making them think say it is a privilege to be in nursing school and a privilege for the government to feed you for free. The people or the nurses will not feel responsible. What they are doing now, nursing training, they say, "Omu go school." And ebi mu adi ni na say me jala wane di mi wia na ma pe alawa me boy bia me wia na me ko abrochire. And no, that's all. So we are building colonies of travel and tours representatives in our nursing training colleges. Go to your training colleges. Omuji alawana or da to me train me we school me ko abrochire. And we sit here say we are building a nation. We are foolish. Give them loans. Let them understand there's a responsibility to that. When you are done, into nursing in our school or to aba or to nyansaba because when you say, oh, yes, school, also near Jumano Tia loan. Into a bed for so bad, they say, when see hospital, I meant to mount because we school hospital. That is how the Americans and the British and all the countries you are talking about here, so Papano, that is how they built their nation. No country on earth started giving their nursing training schools free money. No country. A crobia, the health sector air strong beer, they never dashed out money to any student. No country. Every single student that occurred through nursing training in any country took loan. So why are we giving these kids free money? Why are we giving these kids free money? A guasi baby anywhere akorako nursing trainer abayman is free. Nowhere. Every single country be a unim I say health facilities and I say health sector a good, the students went to nursing training, they took loans. So why are we exceptional? Why are we doing this to ourselves? Why are we thinking say yeah the nursing training, yeah politics are that is what is destroying us. The brain drain alawano and the brain drain neighbor. I'm telling you. Brain drain. Nurses for Janeko doctors alawano. I can tell you about 70% of Nkoram nursing training. They are taking alawa and giving to connection man to start processing paper for them. Omudu final year, Pedoma started processing papers. Oh, yebe into oji yenye sikana na odakoma connection man. Or say if I apply for a nursing a program be UK. Or we school na yenyana so far so no akwa na UK. Then the United Kingdom no want to 1 cent, they benefit from this girl or boy. Yenjimi. We are foolish people. This NPP or Jimmy. Brain drain in Ghana, alawa and a brain drain. I'm telling you, when you cut alawa out, brain drain will go down. You know why? Because then we can get enough money to build more hospitals, more ultra modern hospitals. Then these kids, school, they are yearning to work in Ghana because the government can pay them well. That is how they stay. You don't give them alawa and expect them to stay. Or jalawana or the connection mansika or school be free Ghana. They are not responsible. They don't care. Go to the nursing training colleges. They don't care. I'm going to go out and punching. They don't care because man to be a Ghana for be you must have one area more with. There's no responsibility. Kwesi broni bia ni wiase a obetam sika ma school for so mundi. Na mabodam school na motin light bill, light ba, insuo ba, munya classroom tina, yansa ma osika ni free. Na papa bu ni panana me wo ho. Oman na ye chichire no travel and tours. Eye oman a de ebenyan de ebeton de ebenyan na de hwechire man no. Intade na de bia na yentam oman ni sika na ma wundi. Now, uwie school now, what is the guarantee that you are staying? Do you have any guarantee clause? So, Obia we nursing training or so Ghana 10 years. You don't have it. You have no guarantee. You have nothing put down to stop anybody from leaving Ghana. In Tomo, we are basically investing in their travel. 90% of nursing training college students, we are investing in their travel. Anka also for desert so, but indirectly, they are using us to get all their desert money. Nanka also moko Libya, nanka also moko Syria, nanka also moko Dubai, no moko tinanko fonche indirectly ye nyina sore na atam sika no mo hihye sika no. Until for 4 years, so to me 700 Ghana, 100 Ghana crowd 4 years obetumi tua connection man. Owia sika ni nyina oda kotina UK. Into who is the foolish one here? Yempeni no mo Jimmy. MPP fo Jimmy. Sanko fu o se tuti omo nim nyansa. I'm there. Me say MPP for Omwe Jimmy. This man does not even know why they are leaving the country. Onim ontiasie. Why are they leaving the country? There's a reason why they are leaving the country. You will never find any young American who are nursing training school where we say, I am leaving America. Because they are hospitals. Because they are paid well. So why should they leave America? There are two things. Sani pana wa America na we school now, we few American ko baby no. Time no school no the loan ko school. So what makes Ghanaians more nursing training exceptional? Ye Jimmy politics. We have chipping politics. Ye Jimmy. Ya ma ba obi an MPP for say Ghana. And the Akorabi and you say Bibia free. Every young kid Odu SSR Bibia will say a free mano. Odu Tesharia Bibia will say a free mano. So they don't have the sense of responsibility. They are not working towards anything. And the BEC exams crampono, your new schedule, and then Korawa school. We have taken what we call responsibility away from the kids. Before this nonsense, when people were in training colleges, when people were in nursing training schools, they were there and thinking, okay, me be school, this is the situation. Me per se, me making sure say my child there 3 years, me we are me director, me for director. That is what people were thinking. Today, oko nursing training, teacher training now, they are there. You say me be you, Jack, what the connection be me moska I sala one year wabwano, yebeko. It is all brain drain. We are creating the environment for these kids to believe, say, they are not responsible for anything. They're not responsible to us, so we are feeding them like chicken. And we just because there are so many of these kids in nursing training now. Our parents whisker. There are a lot of them. Our parents here, they are able to give them 3 times of alawasi every month. There are so many of them in nursing training. Me say, nursing training, about 80% of them, our parents whisker. Sika month a dose chair alawano. But we are foolish, Jimmy. Yama MPP for way Jimmy and on Manisika Kakrana expanding your infrastructure when it comes to health. We are giving them to just consume the money, millions of dollars consume, all because Kwasi person by president. Now Shadewa and you say Yakob Buso Janibi Adentra Amenfi East. NPP aspiring MP. Obie hu video no Ghana. Onyambe ye MP o. Opese obedi MP. Wakochi Galamsey for akotena ho. Na me I keep telling you people the danger ye wom no. Sometimes you share the sa keke. On say sa kwana owo Amenfi is. Mr. I hope I got it right. A military officer named Timothy Jacosi has reportedly been assaulted by unknown assailants believed to be illegal miners at Wasa Achempim in the western region. It is reported that the victim was among 3 other colleagues who visited a Galamsey site in the area. Now, Yenya just a mere parliamentary candidate. Why is so bold? Unimse camera shano. Okache Galamsey for say soldier for banner police for ba mumbo munkuomo. Jesus Christ. Camera is in the so. Or person obey MP. Mr. Get me his face. This guy wants to be an MP. Camera oho, TV oho, boldly ojina TV so catch Galamsey for say munim yene ye wa ban mu. Me pese me bedi MP. Na se police for ba ana soldier for ba mo right say mo ba bu omo ku omo o kan TV so ema the whole Ghana obi atie. Na nim dey dangerous wom. Time ana akwa na oso peso be MP na onyanye MP o. Akwa wo be MP obi bon hini ni tributu. Sa akwa no kasa asem no. Se onya tumi. Ohini na otikuro mo be boni tributu oku no. And make us say obebo hini mutu tributu oku na. Make us say wo ordinary person what is our constituency wo ya boa. Obetumi mieku anadwo. Onyanya tumi o. O ka kire onyanya atumi ye nyanto ma no ye nyanko gina o se we de agiridi ye de rebe hyedi mu we de onim nyansa we de obebo e ho ban onyanya atumi o se because oye MPP ninti se soja ni ba sas area ho se obe stop Galamsey obe stop bibia omumbunu nkuno akwa we Mr. Get me his name answer me court story so me chewa ade bi. Now Ghana has gotten to that point. JJ Rawlings to call a military person or converted by a democratic leader during his term. Yenya obia management ngina TV sumpanka say bu police ni na bu sojani. And this guy boldly na wojina TV so this is the guy. This guy na boldly because oya MPP ni beat up soldiers who attempt to stop you from mining. Asamara ojina eje Mike Kanye this guy. MPP Amenfi East. Oye, parliamentary candidate. Na akwa we obi chiri no boni trimu to awaye bone. Because he's telling illegal miners to murder soldiers. And adianche see a soldier who was attacked all because and we will get Nipa or MPP mo this is soldier see. Where's the video? Let me show you. Like, it do sometimes Busan was ne kroni team no emwa ne guma na se nipa ne gum and we don't have any issue with this. See, so jeni hwe. Now, you know the funny thing? When he was called by the media, say, I was not talking to illegal miners. I was talking to legal miners. So he's justifying the way you do. Ye busane say, ye won video ma wo ka asame kire mrante bi omye Galamsey. Omo anom wo no munye illegal miners. They meka ene they meka kire legal miners. You are telling legal miners say soja ni ba de ne site ombunu nkuno. You think it is right? He was so bold on TV to tell the news. Say omo me catch omo no video na muhu say me kasa no na omo mugu no omo illegal miners omo ye small scale miners. You are telling small scale miners, registered miners say police for na soldier for ba omo mbu omo nku omo. And you wanting to be MP, no, you think it is right. And yet I want to hear or hini wo krumo won kasa ye. Dan pare the Ghana military, Matesomo releases statement. This guy is supposed to be picked up. Sakwa he was inciting people to kill a military man and a policeman. This guy, what he was doing, he was just inciting criminals to kill a military man. See what they have done to a military man. The Ghana military are just releasing a statement, some foolish statement. And this guy is still parading on the streets of Ghana under Akufo-Addo say, I want to be a member of parliament. Now, I'm sure the most dangerous part of this story. Oh, sir, Abrantia we ekasa asem time na ojina Galamsey for enim ekasa asem no. Se wo hwe ne chia na the Western Regional Minister Akufo-Addo no tinechi. And the funny thing is, when he was making this dangerous statement, Akufo-Addo na oye the regional minister not was. And remember, yaka regional security councillor, the regional minister and the chair on the boss. And when the military and the police are having meetings about the security of Western Region, the regional minister is the RegSec, or the Regional Security Council, Western Region, on the Sebio Commander in Chief. Time na Abrantia we ekeka sansem no na akwane te wo sre tie.
Mission hot Galamsey about the soldiers for now. Omutu mosusa e twani ni official. Omoni akwanya so meye se edumoni. To people on site, I want to bring us a question. It's our so about petrol. And yet, petrol now, soldiers need security services here. And my road business. It is a while. And it's in Yavia, or people petrol. As I said, when in the year, so while I can be a show, or more, oh, yes.
So the Western Regional Minister, na Otinichi, and the guy was inciting young men against the military, which at the end of the day, on the Western Regional Minister, no, the Security Council na Western Region, the head. Now, at the same event, this is what the Western Regional Minister said. Boy, ne kasa we say enkobu police for ni soldier for no. The Western Regional Minister so J Mike.
It's a person first and foremost, meaning I want you to say, we are not against mining. Rather, we want to support you to mine. Sisi Ayeka say, offer Operation Vanguard, Operation Hot, Operation Galamsey, Jabaino, they seize it and stop war. Stop war. Yeah, a person who you are not say. The son said, "You say, mine we ye, and untina." Jaka said, "Baby, I will ye mine piano." It's a person first and foremost, meaning I want you to say, "Yeah, we are not against mine. Rather, we want to support you to mine." Sisi Ayeka say.
So, nipa na motiwo no omakogeda omono from our intelligence, none of them are registered miner. These are illegal small-scale miners. Or no Akufo-Addo, they are funding them. They just went there to give them encouragement to keep on doing the illegal business. Inti time na boy na oye peace ne to workers ansem say yembu soja for the police for ngu omo no na Akufo-Addo ono so te wasre ono so je Mike no so yemba ne mining, and that your mom will say mon mine ye. And at this point you ask yourself, say, how did we get here as a nation for these boy we menyini channel Jimmy way, and because of power MPP omumbu Ghana omumu obi aso obi Jimmy, because ahemfu bi ebetena o maba omi abedi omo intelligence atem na omo sresre, because today ahemfu adani goro boys omo adani by day men and women. All that they do is omo frantoma na politicians abechire omo say omo intelligence to say dey toilet so moa, because omo nim Ghana mbra ebo Ghana ho ban. Until today politicians are using ahemfu. There's no respect. How? Why should even a political party still insist that such a fool should represent them in an election? And yet then a nipa way too many NDC ni a contest election. No wakase we wini. Nipa muti kromos omu ni munyansa. Na so omo pe omo ankasa sebio omo pese omo bra no ekoso na aban bi ba ebe bo omo a. Eye dan na ohini wo krom etumi ka se asem we menka ho asem. Eye den na ohima tumi tena kuro so o se asem we menka ho asem. Eye den na mpanifo tumi tena kuro so ka se abranti asem wo kan menka ho asem. Eye den na the military, they have not arrested this guy. Eye den na police, they have not arrested this guy. But the same people will turn around and say, oh, this lady, yen kwacheno, all because or your NDC, all because we register eye onwani tuo. Inti the police say, oh no, or dangerous to Ghana. You see the foolishness in this system? Police caution Ewutu Senior NDCPC na koyo okuno for unlawful weapon transfer. It's almost say at the end of the day, the harassment, harassing lady way, they could not charge her with anything. They said her transfer of the gun is unlawful. So they detained this woman against her will, all because the police, they feel say they can do that. But the fool who was telling criminals to go and murder soldiers, who at the end of the day, they went after a soldier, no, that fool, Amenfi West MPP PC, he's still there. This is the kind of country we are talking about. Corruption. This is what we call corruption. Akufo-Addo, Bawumia, they are aiding corruption. And this is how it happens. Intendano, ende obi a parliamentary candidate keke. With me, I incite criminals, emomabu soldiers. Now, obi so tinchen, o take a clue from it. O take say deal with that is the danger of corruption. Because omo ye sadie no, sa peace way, it is because he's getting the support from the regional minister. Now, where is the regional minister getting his support from? From the presidency. That is what we call corruption. Corruption is not about obidi envelope. It is about the neglect of people's responsibility. The deliberate neglect of responsibility, and then a ripple down to affect lives. And then a kunipa, and then it is the corruption. In Akufo-Addo's administration, Akufo-Addo and Bawumia have overseen the highest corruption in the history of Ghana. And these are the corruption issues we are talking about. You don't have to go see Bawumia G envelope, because you will never see Bawumia taking envelope because or G envelope behind the scenes. Bawumia on Jimmy so TV so or G envelope. Yebusa Bawumia $12 million. Paulo good dam or munye waka wasem. He's not going to talk about it because onim say yanko for the Jimmy Yerebe fintem. This is the reality. So the orders from above, and I say Ghana. That is why today a young lady has registered her gun lawfully, or all documents. But orders from above, they try to detain her to destroy her life, all because she is going to contest a dirty woman called Hawa Kumsen. A dirty, stinking woman like Hawa Kumsen. So orders are from above, people have deliberately neglected their responsibilities to make sure that it affects a citizen. It is the same orders from above, and the Yarebe Bo Obeko Hospital. Doctor now also show or to be about no catch a nurse and say he can't come. Na nurse so I catch said the whole doctor beba or the one and then you find corruption and orders from above. So when you don't get leaders who are responsible to take responsibility, then you are done. And then corruption, maybe I won't tell you. You will never catch Akufo-Addo taking money on TV. Never. Because Onyama Gabi Ochidakun controls the MPP. $2 million a Japan deal. But at the end of the day, from the document in your it don't sit there for them to say, Omo Betna TV, so I exchange sikam. They are going to use their Omo positions. They are going to deliberately neglect their responsibility. Because the moment he neglects his responsibility, what is going to happen is it is going to trickle down and it's going to affect the last person. And internet cheat. Led the way, Ekosha police station, IGP was not speaking, CID boss was not speaking, the Jubilee House, everybody was quiet, because that is how deliberate neglect of responsibility is corruption. We a headmaster, we will say, and you maybe who take a walk, was school. We headmaster or ho. Who take you walk, who stroll. They be about a Bob class we not Bob in you too. They be out until to say class we also desk near 45. Who could do a desk be a 20? As a headmaster, no, you have chosen not to question anybody. Now, house masters, no, and so who's throughout to say house, no, showers, no head, ninja 92. Showers, no light, no bobo, hostel, and as a dorms, no 82. The house master, as a house master, because Odimus a headmaster be busan say I don't know neglecting the Juma ama obi to 2 year one report it ono so kan hwasem. Now remember headmaster no so we say problem because so onim say or report to any district officer be busan say now how when did this happen I one report you be seen there and the way nyina. So now people deliberately neglect their responsibility. Now what happens is headmaster na anka bob no hasem wanka desk no hasem house master anka bob no hasem wanka shower head no hasem boys house leaders anka hasem. Now what happens is say it gets to a point yenya desk e school ho it will get to a point the house no shower heads ni no into tap no afi pipe na nso ni film no ebu into nsuo no eba na etu apete na e madien e waste water omo classroom kwa na nsuo ni bugu. Now, this will lead to a collapse of the school. The school will be paying more water bills. The school will be paying more for furniture. The school will be paying more for lights. Now, the responsibility now will be a neglect, and then a corruption. So, at the end of the day, once a corona was school, the things are obeying here, so the best man addition, they lack it. So, the moment they start to lack the basic things to make the education go on, you are destroying lives. Corruption, that is what is called corruption. In this Godfrey Damiko Jina court, na odibone, na judge eyineni, na ya adwene say ehwa India, you are lying. What is happening is Godfrey Dame has set a pace or a tone years to come. It will destroy generations, and it's got to do with our judicial system. This mistake from Godfrey Dame can collapse our judiciary. Now, Shadia Waha. Let's go straight and take care of business. 7:17 p.m. That is 11:17 in Ghana. Let's talk about what is important. Now, John Dramani Mahama over the weekend spoke to Ghana youth. Makache Ghana for 2024 elections way. We a student. Whether you are in the senior high school, whether you are in the tertiary institution or any tertiary institution, moi lose mo juma mutifie. This election would decide your future. In fact, most of moye artisans, moye exporters and importers, moye banking sector, moye and the mutifie, moye drivers, moye ukada riders, moye small scale miners, moye sebio moye fishmongers, more mudijwawe puano, more cocoa farmers. Election way, it will decide your life. Because all the 8 good years of your life, Esheba Umiani Akufo-Addo nsa. 2016, majority of the people are motuma MPP, and because of Akufo-Addo. Because Akufo-Addo na munim ne dada. Akufo-Addo wabe MP, wabe minister, wabe DA, na munim no what he can do. But the reason why I'm got to about 2016, Edema Akufo-Addo, was because not osi or the nipa fufurubia ba yente ne ho asema onimi nyansa ne nyansa no ebeboa Ghana. That's all. 2016, not Ghana for yen nyina ni Akufo-Addo dada. We know Akufo-Addo's track record. Yen nim de obetuma why MP, why minister, why cabinet, why BBA. Inti majority of Ghanaians knew Akufo-Addo. The capability, the obetuma ayene de ontumi nya ne nyina enim, ne arrogance, the corrupt nature, his attitude towards people who are smarter than him. We all knew it. But the Ghana for the say, okay, this time they say to me Akufo-Addo. It was because Akufo-Addo beka chire mu nyina mo say, ono de why politics a che. Na abrantie bi a friend ba umia de munhu no da. Ono Bank of Ghana no wo sika samon totoye manipa abrabo ekoyie no eno ho adwuma na odi enti semon to mane kura momfa modin to sa abrantie ba omia nanim na oba ma brabo na asei no oba hyehyɛ nyoma as an economist ama wodwuma egunu ejina ama edian onyoma enkoso no akoso enti baby aye dollar ne won nya na me Akufo-Addo me nko economic school mintumi nginam simpie ni nka nkyerɛ wo sɛ so I am a president a dollar no mema number 1 but minimo bia ono de ni suku a okoe no efa aye dollar siesie sika siesie economy o mine sika samototo ye a ebegina ne naso enu nti na ma 90% of Ghana from koto about 2016 to my Akufo-Addo man to am Akufo-Addo because na mo nim de Akufo-Addo betumaye na mo nim de Bawumia betumaye na mo expect say Bawumia be surprise mo say nyoma na emu aye den Petra na mo se saa mmere na ne boye den insu a saa bre na ne boye den ejuma na eni ho keta asesa saa bre kato yetim se na ewo ho a yenya de yebenya anu aduro eye nyoma na yese enkoyie no Akufo-Addo ne Bawumia ma yeti asese Bawumia one de onye ordinary MPP ni na wa redra ewo de economic sika samonto tuyemu enu nti na yenyina koto aba Akufo-Addo because Akufo-Addo ni enim ne dada ni enim de obetuma aye inti yeto about 2016 my Akufo-Addo not because we thought Akufo-Addo was intelligent we voted for Akufo-Addo because Akufo-Addo told us Bawumia was the magic one inti yenyina ka se endie yema Akufo-Addo nod no because Bawumia ka no ho nko ade petro beba form Bawumia ka no ho nko ade de dollar beba form Bawumia ka no ho nko ade imbebu no nyina benya adwuma aye Bawumia ka no ho nko ade krono ne keta hyehye de esu betwa Bawumia ka no ho nko ade ye sika samonto toye IMF yankobiem Bawumia ka no ho nko ade schools akese ne yebesi hospitals akese ne yebesi Ghana befa ne ntuma pefra Bawumia ka no ho nko ade yengu obi adwuma de small scale miners omodwuma ebekoso Bawumia ka no ho nko ade exporters and importers omusika sembe kosoro Bawumia ka no ho nko ade eye bank eye loans ne ade eye interest ne beba form Bawumia ka no ho nko ade bibia be fine yete ha 7 years 6 months Bawumia ke Akufo-Addo ho nko ade and the dollar near 16 Bawumia ke Akufo-Addo ho ebeduru nde no and the petrol yato 1 liter eye beer bottle bako 16 Ghana Bawumia ke Akufo-Addo ho abeduru ha no and the Ghana inflation 25% Bawumia ke Akufo-Addo ho enko abeduru ha no unemployment rate in the history and record of Ghana no highest chain any government Bawumia kan ho beduru ha no and there are so many businesses Menoka say they have folded up Bawumia ke Akufo-Addo ho and your IMF Bawumia ke Akufo-Addo ho no and as I sit here and speak to you no Ghana dwadifo sika nyina ase so what will make you say Bawumia have something exceptional ono nko ne obi foforo kwa obeye asesa abrabo no nothing and this is politics 101 common sense application Bawumia has been given 8 good years to lead our economy Bawumia came into politics not as a footballer or not as a cook or not as a comedian. He came into politics as an economist. So, no we juma bakope to make sure our economy is strong. Every Ghanaian, we don't lose money through haircuts. Every single company in Ghana at the end of the day is making a lot of money and employing more people. Every single young person in Ghana who is out of school will be employed. Every single Ghanaian or importer or exporter, the business so. Bawumia has been here for 7 years. All these people I've mentioned, Omabrabo Esifom Ku Nina Asay. The dollar is at 16. What will make you Ghanaian also your PhD ni? What school about all the degrees tell me say I should vote for Bawumia? It's with Jimmy. What will make a PhD sit on TV and tell me say Eko catch the Ghana for so omontuma Bawumia? Then it means your PhD there's no sense in it. Your degree there's no sense in it. You are not intelligent enough to think about wankasa your development. Or brand your boku edimane ebukuichi because Bawumia ne fan said the head of Pentecost, their treasury on the show musika semsoa. Do you think say all the things I've told you Pentecost for will say Bawumia should still be their treasurer? No, they will sack Bawumia. Because time about 2016, no, so Pentecost was $200 million. Then the Pentecost was $80 million. Why would Pentecost allow Baumia to still look or take care of their money? Pentecost would say no. Onyame Hong Kong kona kachre say, Sebio, yeni onyame tentama. Sebio Bible no say ojejenchie ana okwasia ene kana kumeso nyankopon ni wo. Na yenye nkwasiafo a yensi onyampo okupon so odi ho de, yempene ema wonto ayeso. Ka Pentecost for be man letters onko. So what will make a Presbyterian, a Pentecost person, a Methodist, an Anglican, a Catholic sit in church and say, Baumia to Abama Baumia? It will take only hypocrisy and foolishness. Deliberate hypocrisy, deliberate foolishness to do that. What will make a chief or any mua to be tinabejum? Eka say, upon all the things I've said to you, or hinin epem puntio. Ohene no epese eye nipa odi omoso omabra bosesa. Ohene no pese Ghana yenya ye fa ahudie ma obia sikasam ne dwumasam ekoso, and ohene no make sure say Ghana na etumpon. Na se ohene na oso akọ school or PhD. Oya lawyer, oya accountant. Onim de working kan chairman. Etimi tira saka chesa nipa se bra na beka nya nsam kire na membo nsem wa. Na it means ohene no sebio onim nyansa. I'm telling you. Because obrana ye bono ye boko enim anati ye boko echi, because oyo hene na se sebia wudi nipa enim na de bia wo ne hu okroma, you don't expect to say a kromofo no ebeda so aswa say yo mo hene. It will get to a point they will tell you nana wo ne hu dodo ye ntumi. So when is the time to tell Baumia you cannot lead us? Until say Baumia obeja ne nine egu etiri so, because nana tia pakan mu no nana wo ne hu debia uwa pekemu nti yete smell no ba yehu edien ejanan no ene ye soa de wonenam ye ba fie ne aka just na ja idea wo ye no na wuja wo nan wa pekenu mu a yete scent no e manyoma mu ye din ma ye debia ye soa wa na wane ne ho e wa pekenim da ben ne ebejai wo soa ye ntwen na dako yiwoto ne ja wo nan egu etiri so e wo nipem ansa na ye ja wo ye be stop wo ansa na wa ye sa de no. So when is the day to say Baumia enough is enough? So for a chief or for queens or for in Penny4 a soft form Penny4 to sit and say Baumia come and talk to us in the first place, no, Oma admit to say Jimmy. I'm being honest here. Now Obrani Oboko any man say Oboko echi. And that is how we have to see politics. That is how we need to bring politics low. Say the beya omwa sebio omuso de wako school a omo pese ma dwene be adwuma na ombeti ase, because sebio wo PhD and chese nyankopon adwene da utrim no de da kwame amwako a ono so ni PhD no trim no e different. No oba asasi so yenyina de adwene ba ko ne baaye eni ntina yenyina etam aduane a PhD ni tam aduane o de hye na no kwame amwako ntena school dem da a wodi 50 o tam aduane o de hye na no. That means there is this natural intelligence a yenyina ewo. Kwame amwakosa nsu a na odware ne hu nyina odware ne na asenko a Kwame amwako enam na opoli ne nan bo ade ma eye ne ya ote also PhD ni ote. So it means before PhD there's common sense, before masters there's common sense, doctorate there's common sense, before your position there's common sense. So at least the basic is that we all have that common sense to determine whether somebody is competent or not. Nipa na ade awaye no asesen abrabo ala asesen abrabo, because the obesua e wa abrabo mu na wo de abeka onyansa ho no, it does not limit the natural sense in your head. It does not matter school awako ubetume sua efies ewiase nyama nyina gu trim, but your natural sense is still the base. The usua na ebegu so, but the onyankopon de bo no a e kire se ofaduane afa hye wonum no eno na ye foundation of your brains. When you fail to apply that and decide to say you are going to only apply the PhD one, and then ubetubaka so a professor, because you have failed to apply the base of your common sense or your knowledge. Until when do we say enough is enough? Politics is about what we will get from politicians. And I say what we will get from politicians it's about the politician adwene obedwene ene emfasoa sa adwene de bebreye. That is politics. In this obi besi chip compounder adwene bɛn ne ba ne tim a wode bɛsi chip compound no na ɔdwene ɔpemfoɔ no a ɔte kwabere no ɛho sɛne ɛbɛyɛ a ɔpemfoɔ no sɛ awɔ ka na anadwo tu a yɛbɛtumi agye na wɔ chip compound hɔ because how ɔpemfoɔ no from the fie to comfort no kye no 20 miles ɔntumi ɛnmeki no ɔnduro no wɔwu. It means that abana automas our politician no wadwene so politician ebesi kejetia when na odwene no ho odwene edwadi ni ba no ho se ne be ya obetime di ni dwuma ne ho beto no bibia bekoso a nipa na one ne be di dwuma no so nipa so ho beto no enti osikejetia ne se ye nyina ye di dwuma no ye ndi no bebi a ye nyina ye ho beto ye ama ye dwumadi akoso enti the politician is thinking about eye oba no papa na oton ade e asantememu. So politician ebesi kejetia marketer, he's not thinking about the carpenter, he's thinking about odwedini no. So politician ekosi marketer or dwene maame na oton ade odwa no so. So politician ka say ende miko sirem miko si regional hospital or dwene ede nipa omuti sirem omapomuden ho. So before you take such a huge step, it means there is something or there are things that you are thinking about. Enti about politics are eye adwene a wofa nipa opesa oboa no ho. So politician pesa oboa wa 8 years onsi hospital ba kuma because on dwene wa pomuden. So wo yire nyima bebia obekọ akọwo emfa no ho. And for 8 years MPP entumi si one district hospital to say omu no mu see because they don't think about opomuden. So politician SCE block bako ewo community bia na odwene enkwara na omo hodi nyina future ho bebi a omo betuma akọ SS akotena se ye conducive teacher ni ne so ebetuma ba ho a yetumi kira de ma ekọ akora tim politician na dwene akwara no ho odwene akwara ne parents ho because omo pe the school papa ma akwara na akotirim esua de o sa adwene teacher ni no ho enti politician ebesi de ebesi school o mantema eye wo ene wo ba no a future no odwene ho any teacher ni na obekire na de no. And you don't take any development from a politician lightly. So politician jina wenim e ka kire o say obepeke the Ghana card over interchanger also tia as a politician no ono odwene de enkofo beka fa no ho enye wo de ebeboa e ma wabraba akoso. Because Ghana card at the end of the day it is obia onam Ghana bia owo coin dan bottom. O coin anasike da bottom na be kire bibia obekọ. You can have all the good intentions. So when sika e dey travel from Bantama to Swamia, untumi nye de opesa wo ye. In this politician catch say they will choose an ordinary card over that a coin na obefa so ebe me etumi de aduane abro. So yare yebetumi de na faso say opesa wo tu kwan obetuma faso akodi dwuma obe choose just a card over that also as a politician or dwene optics no or dwene eye samba but politician no on dwene wo wabrabo se ne betum pon ho. Enti this should not be so difficult to understand. So politician ba na so obebubu la general hospital to go a oba tan a otela no politician ndwene no ho. Ohene na otela no politician does not care about ohene no. Sa nipa omugu eye la area ho no Kotopon dadi Kotopon area sa area ho nyina politician does not care about the life of anyone. Because senka politician dwene omo te ho na the first thing that politician would do was to make sure say within a month sa nipa no omo life is secured, there is a hospital running. Say infienson obu hospital tugu na say ontumi nsima abra ende wonyima obekọ wa politician who say oya boa ondwene wo ho. This is politics. Abaya ko sala eto yeko eba echi soroku ni nyina is about ya brabo se bekoso na mibusa se wa brabo no akoso ana ensema MPP ka kirewo ba omia ka kirewo besinne de na aye wa brabo mu ede ensisaye nsakraye ede improvement na aba wa brabo mu ene na de bia yetena ha yebusa wo. Now there are politicians and there are politicians. There are politicians who think deep and there are politicians who think vaguely. You'll be a friend of Eden, the showtime politicians. The only say they like to dance, they like to mimic, they like to joke, they like to always see people laugh, fool, dance through jamboree, and no, it excites them because they were not built to be leaders. Also, when somebody is not built to be a leader, 2, 3, 4, 5 people now are too excited because in their life, they are not able to control their emotions and who they are because they were not built to be leaders. And you been a muhuno ba anytime ba omia ohun nipa 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then sadly now because he was not built to be a leader, it is not him. It is because he's not built for this. It is because he does not understand the role he's playing. He's too excited over people dancing around him and people cheering. But what would change their lives, he doesn't really understand. And there are some politicians, they look within the people. And at the end of the day, try to understand what the people need. So they are not so much into jargons. They are not so much into promises. They are not so much into jamborees and big rallies. They are so much into breaking things down to the minutest, the simplest form. And now say, I am going to do this, not for myself, but I'm going to do this for you. And that is the John Mahama type of politician. In this always steady John Mahama type of politician now, what they do is they always try to send a message to the people. They don't want the fancy words. They don't like the jargons. They don't want the banter. They always want to reach out to Ghanaian and say, your problem is my problem. And the moment I'm able to solve your problem, my duty as a politician, at the end of the day, I've accomplished my duty. And see, there are 2 types of politicians we are looking at here. So when you're smart, now when you see Baumia move around, Koliko and people following him, you might think, say, there is something happening. There's nothing. And until to date, Ubusa say, what is Mahamudu Baumia's message? They cannot give you any message. They will just tell you it is possible. Today, Ubetuma catch Baumia message bako. You don't. Because only a clear-cut messenger or they catch us about some brabo. So what he's doing is he's touching on everything. Into a study Baumia messenger, it does not have a specific track and has a specific target. All that he's doing is Maminki Kebingum into Oduha or share atmosphere now no I can't walk. Into Otumiko do Ashanti Regional House of Chiefs or some more him for Mama allowance. You see. But at the end of the day, saw him from Galamsey say Masase, but he refuses to speak on it. He refuses to speak on it to tell them, say, omu to Galamsey, no kind of one point out, na yen jaili or musisiano, on to me if you say, omu kwa him from Omono Galamsey. No. Into what he would tell the chiefs and then they say, oh, yabema mutumi, send ye beya yabeko Galamsey wono. Galamsey wono, we have lost it. We need to fight the enemy within. And the enemy within is Chema to me and MPP for. Into Bejina asantify him for anima. The main thing a mom we are relevant to a sasano. On Hinibia or Ganabia, a dear money relevant as Asasi. Without Asasi Otoso, we waste. Into what makes these chiefs relevant here, your Masasano? The MPP, do they care? No. Oba Ashanti region, 70% of assassin MPP for Galamsey also. Into what study? Baumia, he goes with the wind. A buffer ha no afaha. Yankon anti jom no nam jom. Yankan chenko for say yebewe because only a clear-cut message. At this point, John Mahama has been able to draft the message to the point whereby he has sealed all holes into Edima Baumia to lie. Into even in lie, he's still struggling to lie. And anytime I say politics of emotions, politics of age, politics of and tribe, we are doing the 2024 and above fact-checking real issues politics now. And until that some people are struggling to understand what we are doing. And until that the young people have now come to the realization, say, MPP Edugana Yamo, MPP a slogan, MPP a tro, MPP Baumia only message. And the end of Baumia say, oh, message in it, or say it is possible. Baumia, what is your message? Or say it is possible. What is possible? At least John Mahama has told you the message he's coming with is in the 40-year development plan. Go into the National Development Plan, NDP. You will see the 24-hour economy there. South policy way and implementing it 10 years ago and 70% of the youth, they will be doing something. And at least we have somebody who is telling you, say, the plan and ideas and the vision I have for you, it is already enshrined in a plan we all put together. So he's not deviating from the original plan. The blueprint is what John Mahama is working within. Baumia, which blueprint is he working within? He has no plan. And they say he moves. And from any bona, baby, you know, or crowd, no, how they cheer, how they dance. No, I can't be biachiromo. Only specific message. I mean, sure what John Mahama is doing and why he's doing this and why we need to listen. Because we have made 2 mistakes from 2016 to 2024. 2016, one of the greatest mistakes. 2020, we saw the reality. Bonipa 2020, John Mahama came back with the facts. We still did not listen because we allowed liars to take lead. Now, this is what John Mahama is doing. Utie John Mahama very well. He said something over the weekend. And this is not a mere thing, a deep. And you need to sit back. We a teacher here. Now we tie. Yeah. 90% of conformity radio, so almost some journalists. They are not intelligent. They are there because they are hungry. 90% of Nippon TV so Ghana some journalists. They are not journalists. They are hungry. They are hungry. They want to feed themselves and they want to feed their girlfriends and their wives. They are not there because they are there to do what? To help you to get the truth. So I can tell you on authority, do not rely too much on media, especially Akan media in Ghana. Or yes, sir, they will take your life away from you. Because 90% of Akan speaking radio stations, they are hungry. They don't care. And you come and a moment TV so, any radio so. It is not about you knowing the truth. John Mahama on Sunday catch Ghana for say teachers who agree to serve in schools in rural areas, mark that down, rural areas, will be paid 20% of their salary as incentive. Now Mahama say, in the history of the Republic of Ghana, teacher for etuom wesiwo omoye include njuma. It gets to a point about teacher posting omo nsem wo bi eno munya kurom omo nsem ni bi ne edo makogu nkurase. At the end of the day, obia nakoma da teacher adwuma no pa no, because of the conditions awukako hu ekurase no na adwuma na ti nani so. 90% of our teacher training, they all want to help the underprivileged people. For somebody to say, me pese me a teacher, not our badai. For somebody to say, I want to be a teacher, not our special connection with somebody who does not have the privileges when it comes to education. Into 90% of the people almost say, may teacher, no. It is because they have traveled or seen young people are very deprived state. They should have gotten the same knowledge. So what makes people want to go to training colleges, and not because of the money, but it is because they have that empathy and sympathy and something in them they want to share with people who are below the privilege. In this what study, there were people who were committed to the work, irrespective of where they find themselves. You ask yourself, but they get the enjoyment or excitement or the fulfillment when they see those people or ABCD. Such people, no, you realize they need a little bit of incentive, a little bit of push, a little bit of tap on the shoulder to say, what you are doing, you are being encouraged because you are setting an example for Obi on Super Training College. Into Mahama say, so be a president, there's something he wants to do. He knows there are a lot of people who want to go out there and teach. And I can tell you for a fact, apart from their living condition and maybe some few things that is making it difficult for them, no, they enjoy the teaching ewe kurasi chen krum. I'm being honest with you. A kurasi teacher ni no, their passion and love for their student is different from a krum teacher ni. A krum teacher ni is basically like business. Oba beka di obeka no ko. A kurasi teacher ni no, he lives or she lives with the people. Enkurani ko fumo ohuomo. Enkurani ko asori ohuomo. Enkurani ye bibia o mantema omo bobo a ohu into oni akware bia potential. And into a kurasi teacher sa akware bi air drop it out of school at a point it to me any year because oni nkurani omo chiro ma de no and oni say akwara we nya a little bit of edge akwara we will do better. But teacher ni o child on kind enkurani omo good class no and he doesn't care. He has no real connection, and I'm not saying all of them, but I'm trying to show you the difference between Oma Omujitum Omuchadi Unkrasi. Now, Mahama say Obijitum, say Opeso Chadi Ukrasia. His government will have to create 20% incentive in salary at the money panel. Senior Bear Nipanbe will say, Abain Biaba. In fact, upon all that I am doing here now, Mejin se Obiuno, there is a reason for me to be happy and to be ready to go here and sacrifice for Ghana. Teaching job, a calling. Teaching job. You better about as a teacher. When you don't have that calling, untumi. And that is how it is. Me say teaching job, a calling. Some of our teachers, you know, what's in class, you to me who almost say they are doing this because they are passionate about it. We know your teachers be almost 30 years. They are still teaching. It is not because of pesikebi, but the fulfillment now a woman say, "Mena me ma Kevin Taylor," and I know so many of my teachers are proud when they see me on TV. Ebimo it was for a short period. Ebimo for a longer period. They are just proud. They don't need money from me. They are proud that Akra we mention ABCD peng. So at least that is the fulfillment. In the teacher, Jumano, you need to have that thing to be. It is so because I want to teach, you need to help the person to teach. Now, John Mahama and can say keke or say they will try when the government ever power. CB almost started to see e-blocks around the nation to connect all communities. No, they are going to attach their teacher bungalows to schools in the deprived areas, and this. So we a teacher ni wo Ghana, or school. Uni school, this should be something I was saying at this point we'll take a decision who to vote for. Or say they are going to make sure school bia aban esia and as omubesi and as a school bia we krasi bia a krasi tono, the government will add it to a district regional to make sure at least school bia bungalows for teachers. It is a school bia 3 bungalows a chamber and hall. Chamber hall, ana chamber hall 3. Toilet to hall, bath to hall, teachers for them. Near teachers 6 no more say kraswa. At least that alone will encourage a teacher to go to that village. Into Mahama policy we know it is a game changer. When Mahama says so, see e-blocks in Ghana. Now man for so grow. Today every corner of this nation there's an e-block. When I'm on Eboa. Ghana for ya and the Akufo-Addo they said yeah free SHS a whole nankorani esua de. Into Mahama say it's about time. The priority of teachers no about the priority of a government. And no right now matna say as study e we say nanka o say e-blocks ni nyina nanka o say enya bungalow attached to it. And enya just the e-blocks. Basic schools na e won kras no at least they are supposed to have bungalows. How much will it cost to build 3-bedroom or 4-bedroom bungalows to each e-block? How much is it going to cost? How much is that going to cost? Not much. School no cry see. How much you say? Yes, 3 bungalows and 3 bedrooms. I can't school no. So this is a new thing he says he's going to do. And this is not a guy or can't be went to manye. School nankasa we see nentwie nankasa boho akoko kon de odebeden. Nentwie nankasa Mahama ari. Na akukọ ne kon en na ontumi nsi say 3 bedroom a both school 1 and 4 bedroom because it's e-block be a Ghana ha bia say 5-6 bedroom esisi for teachers unim de besi Ghana Now, teachers will be willing to go to deprived areas to teach, because the biggest problem to teachers are more Ghana and say, "Yakwa yenya baby na, yenya bathroom papa, yentumi entina hompo." I will say they be a free ho. Na teacher ni ko na or baby da or bathroom you see or kitchen or baby or tina se nipa. He would love to live there and live with the people and make sure say education of their mom. This is one of the greatest policy ideas any politician at Ghana. Into a teacher near our schools is here. What are you waiting for? This is bringing politics to your doorstep. Way any friend life changing. Anytime catch us say politician junior one cry. Obet be the president 4 years but a junior obet no and then change your life. At this point, why should you a teacher or school CCR teacher training sit there and say men to Mahama? Into Obewe school asaba emi be post to work with Krasi. Emma odu sike nyina ko rent dying 2 days be also back room. The stress. Do you know how beautiful it is to be out there teaching and living in a decent house? Abra and Kwarano enim se teacher na ne tie ha. Do you know? And this is what we need to accept, adapt, listen to. And yes, obi now catch us say, "Mama, ahemfo allowance copy so mewu. Ahemfo ensase omote so medie wi. Ahemfo mo Ghana ensase omote so medie wi." It is good, but it's not a priority. This is a priority. We are getting more and more teachers coming out of schools. What are we doing to keep them? So omobetumi akonkurase akochira. So way, you don't play with it. You don't joke with it. These are things we need to sit. And yes, John Mahama doesn't know what he's talking about. In the history of the Republic of Ghana, Kwame Nkrumah and John Mahama and Kwane Tumakasi Yebesi schools almost. You can see schools no e-blocks all over the nation. It is not like he's just saying Adia Onyebida. Onim what he's talking about. He has been there. He knows how these things work. And these are some of the things that they be Amekache Ghana for say. You don't joke with these kind of things. Mema obin dadao. These things you are seeing on the screen of Mahama Kachono, it will change education in Ghana.
Germany, Mantadoshi, Wakogo.
Changing Ghana. Mahama is changing Ghana.
Wakogo. If I want Kashiba Okwa, and this party and I egg, which about what you want German, Yakwa Joshua, La Fella, Wasuba Baki, and what Repaquent to bury. You are job on a Mantadeshi, but this is still a Shemuna Chiki. What do mommy come of Wayodo? Someone saw now, hey Jabado. What do mommy come of Wayodo? Germany.
Is changing Ghana. Mahama is changing Ghana.
John Dramani Mahama, Mauna Yira Madon Kodeji Gojo Mare, Masako Malabane Jack Papa, we want Tifafa.
Mahama is changing Ghana. Mahama is changing Ghana.
This is how you change a country. Sa e-blocks am chire woni nyina no. Imagine say John Mahama ba na we see 4 bedrooms nyina teachers bungalows. Or do you know what's going to happen? That alone, you know a number of teachers who will be going into the rural areas to teach. Where senior high, yamba basic schools. It is a whole policy on its own. For a government to say, I want to see a lot of teachers go into our deprived areas to teach. I want to add some 20% salary incentive. And after that, Krampono, Mesere make sure say basic schools and senior high schools, majority of the deprived areas, they were going to plot. Maybe who said deprived, they will have the bungalow. You sit there and you still asking, teacher ni say Mahama bayeden. Na a dear pana by between yama teacher ni apart from this. A dear in a pana a government can do for a teacher, a young teacher, an old teacher, apart from this. Be the fufrobia a by be between my car a extraordinary. Because Nipana also be see bungalows, for the private or deprived areas, schools there or no. Or not they see school, no. So why are you doubting the person? Na Nipana kunenchi no. Akoko no want to minkuno. School na ankasa we see. Na akoko ana bungalow be miensa and na e dey attach school no and want to me. This is what we are talking about. Now Mamintro Adebia John Mahama Khan Sunday. Now we are having serious conversation. Baumia comedy is that we are not going to spend time on Baumia. He's just a comedian. Now John Mahama Esa Kasemi, this is very important. On Sunday. And you see, Mahama is touching on the ehia. And yet, dear Fatao, dear Fatan about me, oh, Mama, we, Diana Fata, dear here, dear here, and Sunday, dear Fata. And Mahama is looking at the important things, important and necessary. Baumia, or dear Fata, but dear here, and a Mahama, dear here, or can't see me, very important. Or say, we will redesign growing metropolis like Aflao, Kaswa, and others across the country and build modern markets and trading centers there. Sa Adewe. The reason why I am so excited about this message in say, on say ende, Kumasi's economy today is growing a little bit because of KGTR and the central market. Now, baby to say Kaswa. On say strategically, John Mahama ekoye Kotokraba market ye. Kotokraba market from Cape Coast, it pushes all the way to Praso. Do you know that? I'm not sure how it works. From Kumasi, KGTR serves people all the way to Praso. Ofa, reverse, abefa hwa kwanta, abefa eden oboase, aba bewura eden adansia sokwa all the way to Praso. Technically, sa KGTR all the people are new edubiase any fum so after Praso eko bekwai turning right from Anhwa Kwanta to Kumasi no. All of these people, they all majority omkofa no KGTR. So he built that economy. Now from Praso, majority of them more Praso, basi fosu eba mikrom ayeldo nyankomase mankesim. Sa side holding yinano, most of them they do their business ewo Kotokraba. So you see how he has been able to secure the local microeconomies. Now he's saying this. Kaswa is now a cosmopolitan place, a force within a central regional, but strategically where Kaswa is, if Kaswa has a market like KGTR, you will be able to bridge Kaswa, technically, the tail part of central region and the greater Accra region. Because what's the deal? Accra central markets, they are not going back. They are not coming back to Kaswa to Mankesim. And from Mankesim all the way to Winneba to Kanishino, they are not all reversing. Into what is going to happen is that you need an economy. An economy and also what Kaswa hono. It will hold from Mankesim all the way to Malam Junction. You are building an economy into you need an ultra modern market. And then Mahama or say something like that needs to be built there. Now, Or see, when you cross, that's a urema could do a flower. A flower too is another strategic marketing point. There were a lot of people who cross Ashanti region, cross Greater Accra region, cross Volta region. They want to go through a flower to go to Togo. All because I'm a person who Nyoma Ghana. You're not supposed to do that. Now, Mahama says strategically, from Eye Kaneshi, I am trying to say from Eye Tema, all the way to Aflao, there should be a market that connects Eye Togo and Ghana. But what is going to happen is, the AFC, Mr. S, get me that. That intercontinental dealer, the sub-Saharan Africa, yes, sign, yes, say, we can do trade. All the African countries can do trade together by crossing each other's border easily, John Mahama is saying, say, it is imperative and important to say, a market like KJTiano should be built there. Now, when you build a market around that place, what is going to happen? And they say, there are people in Togo, they know a market for Ghanaians, but they are not willing to cross Togo to come to Ghana, Aflao, to come and do business. And there are people in Ghana, they are not willing to cross the border, Togo border, to go into Togo to go bring anything. Because of that deal now, African countries are signing. John Mahama is saying, say, a strategic, bigger market, modern market, will have to be placed at Aflao. Now, what is going to happen? And they say, it is going to change the economy all the way from Aflao all the way to Edi and Kaswa. Now, you get people in the Greater Accra region all the way to the Volta region, Takrade. All of them are almost crossing. So, Edi and Elubu, not some person Togo. They will all stop at Aflao. And what they will do is, it will be the hub, the marketing point. Into be Oton Togo. So, our shop can 20,000 in Tumaguma or the 10,000 beba flower market now at KJTiano to come and sell there. Now, what is going to happen? And say Ghana Nina and say or travel all the way from Kumasi to Togo. No, that Ghana Nino Udra flower or better the Obenya Nina every Togo. Now, the money stays in Ghana. You are broadening that economy. He's also looking at that part of Ghana. We need to also open up that economy through building ultra-modern markets. What John Mahama is saying, I swear to God, 4 years, if these things are put together, Ghana will be on its own. People will travel into Ghana to buy from Ghana. That idea say Ghana Foko Togo no esubecha. I'm telling you. And let me tell you, intercontinental free trade. Thank you very much, Mr. S. And that was what I was trying to find. Intercontinental free trade. John Mahama said, because we are on it, it gives us the opportunity to take we can take advantage of that, because then people can cross borders and do what business. There are so many companies in Togo, they wish they operate in Ghana, but they are not willing to take a shop and I say their branch all the way to Kaswa or all the way to Accra Center. They will not do it. It will be convenient for them to come and buy a shop or settle at Aflao and open another branch there, because transporting goods from Togo to Aflao, it is easy for them. They are going to cut cost. In the John Mahama could see BB to say, that's it. He will boost the economy of the Volta region. Remember, there is an airport at the Volta region. It means that people can basically fly from Volta region all the way to other countries if they want to even do business, because automatically you have opened that economy up. These two things or three things that John Mahama can, it can change Ghana's economy within 6 months. I'm telling you. Because you're talking about KJTia, we are talking about Kaswa, we are talking about Aflao. You have sealed this country. Because we are building a market at Takrade and Kwasiafoe for almost 8 years. They cannot build that market. John Mahama can build that market in 6 months. Chinese before we Takrade market. So strategically, he's plotting Ghana. And at this point, and I know for a fact, you see, experience and record is very important in politics. Saka John Mahama nye bida, I would have never talked about this. But me share Kotokraba, me share Eye Kejetia, me share all the markets are John Mahama CMC. No. When you see markets nekeke, there was a plan to it. People from Nigeria will come to Aflao and do business. People from Benin will come to Aflao and do business. People from Togo will come to Aflao and do business. People from these Liberia, Gambia, they are all going to come to Aflao and do business. Do you know? And the good thing about this whole thing in the United States, Nigeria for mobile Ghana, Ababe business, no, they will all go through that border. They will stop even flying. What they are going to do is they are going to go through the Ghana-Togo border. They enter Aflao, they do their business. And it is going to be easy for them because now they have cut down a lot of cost. Now, a lot of money almost spend it on travels, on taxes. They know, say, if they are able to cross just one border, they are in Ghana, their companies are there. So, producing the companies 20,000 bags of rice from Nigeria. Odim said the only barrier is Nigeria, Ghana, or Togo. That's it. So, this is a strategy. Say, if you're a young Ghanaian, if you are thinking, and you know, so many Ghanaians want to establish businesses at the border towns. And this is the best way to make a border town an economic hub. Normally, border towns are rich towns. It is only in Ghana you emphasize on border towns. So John Mahama said Kaswa and Aflao, and I am more excited about the Aflao one. Because you see, the Aflao one has a lot of connections. And when I'm saying connections, it has a lot of connections to other countries. There are so many businesses in Ghana, Togo, Nigeria, Benin, some of your business or Ghana. They just want a place. They think, say, when they come too deep, it becomes difficult for them to operate. But when they are looking at the distance, when setting up companies or selling, distance is important. In Tisauya Ghana, now you're a businessman. Now, what any idea? Now, what idea say you want to establish this is the best local markets. You can't equify around the water lake. Fishermen, they will be bringing their produce to Aflao general market. We are talking about a market that looks like Kejetia. We are talking about peasant farmers. Mudia tomatoes, moko, jene. They have produce. They need a market to go and sell. And people will come from the middle of the country to come and buy these things in bulk. And this is a visionary. Obi Kacho said, give me the opportunity. John Mahama is plotting Ghana or plotting Ghana. This is not about slogans. This is not it is possible. This is reality. And Nipana Ebida. So at this point, I expect every Ghanaian or every Voltarian especially to be like, this is the time. This is the time, Volta region, and then the Voltarians and people around along that coast. This is the time. You don't joke with these things. You don't play with these kind of policies. Forget about the slogan. John Mahama is touching on important things. The slogan, concept, forget. John Mahama is looking at how to change the lives of Ghanaians. A market like Edi and Kejetia at Aflao is the deal or the game changer. This is the time. The development of Ghana. There's an airport at Edi Water Regional. Don't underestimate that. People will be bringing, there are people who grow a lot of rice in the water region. People will be transporting rice from that port, from Nigeria. They can land at water region, at the airport. People will be growing rice and transporting rice. They are flying things straight to the water region airport. Get this picture in your head. Let it play in your head. Now, on Sunday, John Mahama also spoke about something. He was talking about records. The market circle in Takrady. Market circle now, must forget. Now, John Mahama can say me on Sunday, and this is to the youth. Hey, and yum any asa, any Jimmy, any comedy, and yeah, 8 years, and so be abrabo, bre. We are doing facts, politics, nyansa wom. We are tired of fooling, dancing, slogans. Abodini Afro and Akufo-Addo and it is Sankwasi Assembly Apahu 2024 ni wono. And the crab who say PhD say relevant sa. Ni nyina yenim. Meaning PhD ni organ or $5 an hour. We can apply our common sense, apply the PhD and make Ghana a better place. Nobody's against education. But when something is not yielding results, we need to speak on it. Until I see a PhD in Ghana taking $5 an hour, then I'll know it is relevant. But at this point, until I see a PhD holder in Ghana who receives $5 an hour, I will not consider it as something so important to boast about. It is just it helps your people, your egos. But let's accept the fact. Now, John Mahama can say me. And remember, in some Kenya, it falls within the 24-hour economy. John Mahama change Ghana politics no. Inti se wa me ka ho ameyam wa sesa Ghana na sankwasi afo na di omochia. It is possible for onka one policy. Onanti Ghana jimi no ho onka one policy. Oka pe ohun se nkofo jimi pe so mebo amamo jimi. Oh gata we there onchira ni ade bia eye aditiru bia besesa Ghana for abrabo. Oni idea. My track record, fueled by vision and experience, providing roads, interchanges, and schools, constructing Terminal 3 at the Kotoka International Airport, transforming the Tamale Kumasi Airport into international airport, and to also operate at night, securing funds to build new terminals for both the Tamale and Kumasi airports, and innovative thinking that secures us one of the most efficient ports in Africa. We will do much more. John Mahama say, "Unim bibia kra no hwe ne track record." John Mahama we ni president 8 years old. John Mahama no mudi na tem nyina. De oye nyina under 4 years. Indika ba omiakwa nim nyansa. Ko beka se Ghana for mo nso menhwe 4 years pe. The MPP 8 years MPP na uhunu sisi ana. They are contesting 3 years 4 month John Mahama NDC. Are you not I don't realize it. The 8-year NPP of Baumia Akufo-Addo no, they are contesting a 3-year 4 month regime of John Mahama, and they are still struggling. I see. Mejuma my enemy resume and a chill on also so who say me to buy a juma and answer me to me yet. Me a mason me a politician. It is a politician be but there's a reason why politician be HM politician be. Show me track record. Nyoma meet me within 3-4 years. My year, airports, schools, a year infrastructure. Echa Ghana wishia Essan Ghana, the new Tema port. Ose sa nyoma we nyina at the end of the day. Amfa pressure meto Ghana so. Ni nyina twa no ho ene hwe no ho ene etua no ho ka. Ose ma me opportunity no. When I come, you will see more of this whereby the country will be benefiting from a lot of infrastructure that at the end of the day, more people will get work to do. And at the end of the day, those infrastructure that is creating job avenues or creating job for Ghanaians will be paying for itself. And to say, I am not coming into government again to burden you with infrastructure that has to give you opportunity. I am going to use the same infrastructure to create opportunity for you, and the same infrastructure is going to pay for itself. Kotoka International Airport, John Mahama, he put it up. It is paying for itself. Terminal 2, big one. It is paying for itself. Kejetia, paying for itself. The airport, Kumasi, these things are paying for themselves. And that is how we build a nation. You always have to make sure answer na wodi oman be show bi nsem no busa ne say why bi da. Na wonye bi da kire me say ubetumi aye. That is the question we need to be asking. You can't just come tell me say hwe me djuma amaye. Kire me de why am ngina so nka se djuma why. Enti ba omi akogina Ashanti Regional House of Chiefs, like I say, muni me juma amaye. Na mo te wo hwe ni ma. Ejuma ben na waye. Vision amewo, vision ben. Because we are asking. So Busa John Mahama say ejuma ben na maye. Say na John Mahama be gina santimemu. Na okachem say asantifo mo hwe menim. Na mo hwe ejuma amaye a obetuma pointing nyoma awaye. Nti okogina otumfo anim. Otumi listi ejuma awaye. And eno ne hwe so ene ye de ma obi ejuma foforo. So oma contract ejuma. The juma awaye. Say na obesi dan e ka say me catch us madam fu bi si dan. Oh, madam fu de fe no eye Amos. Obaka jem say and send me the juma ni bie. Sa na obaka kire me ananya sa. Say na obeso si dan o Ghana. Na me ka say madam fu bi ye friend Kwame. Na madam fu no good pa. The next questioner obebusa me say oh Kwame ejuma. Send the juma ni bi na menhwe. So it is always important. Say obehwe ni pan track record. Why you be paying? And then the bemu say obetuma aya na ontumi nye. I cannot just come to you and tell you say consider mame my suggest madam for amount. You cannot show me the work of madam for aye. Na me fa me sika man so consider. No, I need to see ejuma wa aye na me hwe. Say na ejuma no nsa no afe. Ana na ejuma no enya fe. That is when I will decide. John Mahama said, look at the job I have done. Me nsa no afa na me nsa no nya fe. Ejuma no we ni tua na say we ni tua. Ba omia be gina ahemfo ani mu asantime ka say me juma amaye ejuma ben na waye. Vision ben no owo. That is how we have to think as elders. That is what we need to consider before we do that. We go to the ballot. It is a would see John Mahama small catch or say my track record in infrastructure development is well acknowledged. We shall provide more. Whenever I visit patients in these hospitals or read reviews on people's lived experience at the UGMC, I feel proud of my work, of our work in government. I am poised to do more. Or say, so maybe on social media now or TV so. No who say Obi akoda UGMC. Nipa no watono ete say the former health minister COVID-19 see or former health minister omunyina koda UGMC sibia Rage Hospital apim for cornea yomu surgery or say otewo na se ohun sa nyoma na e hye ne nkran e maninya ayede ahokeke bi say opese oye bi ka ho more or say ohun UGMC sibia siwa ende ye enkofo surgery or say ohun no TV so a e hye ne nkran e mane pese oye more into say dwene ho. That is the way to go. Because Onuane Juma motivates him to do more. Something should motivate you. A Juma wa ye na wo say motivate you ma ye bika. Na ba omi agina wonum a Juma ben na wa ye ebe motivate no on see hospital that. So which hospital is going to motivate him to build another hospital? Ba omi ansi school that. School ben na ebe motivate no mana ko si school. Onye kwan papa bia. Nti kwan ben na ebe motivate no mana ko kwan papa. Ba wo miamfo obi adwuma nti wan na obehuni se wafa de dwuma a ebe motivating man ebe bi adwuma. So you need somebody who has done something that motivates him to do more. And John Mahama kano or say my works, the works of the NDC government, it motivates him. And then a shedding crying say opese oye more. Dia de sheba omian crying toilet. Mahamudu ba omian MPP ya ne na omasi. And then a show mun crying. No. I was saying, Bibi Sheni Pan crying and son of Wayebiaka. What motivates Mahamudu Baumia? What motivates him? This?
The lives of the people of Agbogboshi matter as much as the lives of the people of East Legon or cantonments. Enti Yeba Hano Yebesi toilets Amamu Yebesi toilets. In all, you may see 8-unit toilets, 4 8-unit toilets, 32 toilets in all among the people of Agogo. Usorina uko toilet, uya obejare enyasa. Usorina uko toilet, uya obejare enyasa.
This is Baumia's motivation. What is Baumia's motivation? Toilets? Yeah, real politics wa. Politics 101. And yeah, you know. That is his motivation. John Mahama who Kotokraba, who Kejetia, who UGMC, who Rage, who Tamale, who the interchanges, who Pokwase, it motivates him to do more. What motivates Bawumia? Ghana card. What motivates Bawumia? Toilet. That is what we are talking about. The difference, Gabe da Bawumia, any Edien, eye Mahama Mune, ewa. Bawumia, he is not intelligent to even contest in Ghana as a president. Not even to go close. Bawumia is not intelligent to even come close to the presidency. He does not even understand governance. Something should motivate a man to work harder. What is motivating Bawumia to work harder? Toilet? John Mahama can point to so many things that is motivating him to work hard. And he wants to do more. Okay? Finally, this is what John Mahama said when it came to the 24-hour economy. This is what Mahama spoke about yesterday. And I quote, extraordinary times require extraordinary inventions for extraordinary results. Tie, brofono. John Mahama said, extraordinary times require extraordinary interventions for extraordinary results. Or say, emra wawano ehia edien anamontua enwawa. Ena sebio edien eye results ebenyana or say eye results eye wawa. Yeka say extraordinary. Yeka say adibu ha eboro adwene ntiase so. Or say embre bia yedru impempenso a e wo say de ye nyina no edien or say eboro edie ntiase ene adwene so. Na ye manabro ntiase ene adwene so no e wo say edien e ho sunsanso no eno so bro edie adwene ene ntiase so. Nti or say extraordinary times require extraordinary interventions for extraordinary gain results. Samra ewomi eya hohiahia mre ye hia ahohiahia adwene a ebema ahohiahia den sunsanso. John Mahama who say we are at a point say you take a decision papa you will not get our country back. And anything I would so can say the 24-hour economy initiative is the answer for now and the future. It will create an enabling environment with deliberate policies for businesses, companies, and government institutions to operate 24/7 in a 3-hour shift system. Or say, baby, a Ghana doing you brain drain bebree. A nurse for a school no mudjane kwa bruchri. Teacher for a school no mudjane kwa bruchri. School for a school no mutiti fie. Immebunu no enya bibia ye no. Or say in pempensuo we. A dear Ghana ya dwene ho say 40-year development plan na eye esiapem a eye den a dear na ni nyina ejina so eye 24-hour economy no. Or say imredu say Ghana ya de 24-hour economy policy no ebeba sene ebeya indwuma mu betre nipa ebenya ndwuma aye sene ebeya within 24 hours no 8 hours miensa no se wawo ma miensa obi abenya ndwuma aye within that 8 hours. Or say policy way a policy a ade a ya twen ya gina ho se ebeba ema Ghana dwuma sam emu ebie emu ahatan emu aseta ema obi enya dwuma ayema ne nsa kona no ma aban so enya de sika efiri mu e de abo oman no ho bra no. O se 24-hour economy no say ye sign ho na there is nowhere a Ghana eba unemployment eye edwuma yenya ye betuma aso ano a ye betuma aso ano. If you say we any the only policy ebetumi amasebio enkrankra ene sebio aban embeden ebien dwumam aye ne emre tenten so a nipa dodo ebenye biaye we nya it is possible we nya form of for now we practical policy menewo si nyina ye adwene se ye pese ye di ye hu jim ye rolly anase ye join the 24-hour economy policy a ndwuma mu bebie ndwuma me bia. The basic thing is say nipa benya indwuma ye. Ghana your problem kese ne say ye ni ndwuma. Ye ninjuma efrise enjuma no enya anka ombeye adwuma nanso sebio emra ye de adwuma no yetia aban so sebio enso enjuma no asene ema omunya ahoden kakra omubetuma ye adwuma emra tenten. John Mahama said 24-hour economy no aban ebeso ndwuma ase ndwuma obaye ma adwene se obobe 24-hour economy no obeso omasene light bill any taxes kakra bi abeji atiefiri omo taxes so na omotumi abre anase ebi omo ndwuma no emrenum so omo ye dwuma 9 hours omo betumi aye dwuma 15 20 24 hours sene ebe ya omo benya ensa omo fa nipa dodo aba ndwuma mu a Ghana fo benya dwuma ye enti at the end of the day no it is all about jobs. It's simple. It is a fox. Go into the box. No. Why? Because I am too big. See, this is jobs. 24 hours into the box. No. Why? At the end of the day, Nencheni na boho no also pa akokokon a problem. Mikrom fantini obeka cho nentwi na obowe se ebesa nentwi no ho akọwe akokon no kona oye wankasa wasem. My name is Kevin Akufo-Addo Taylor. That is it for today. We will meet tomorrow to discuss Ghana. It's exactly 8:26 p.m. US East Coast time. It's definitely 12:26 in Ghana. It's been a privilege having you on this platform for 4 hours. We will meet tomorrow to discuss Ghana. What I have told you today is the key to Ghana's success, unlocking the unemployment problem we've been having for years. John Dramani Mahama and the NDC are ready and willing. They have shown you the way. They have told you the truth. They have made sure that the most important things that you will need as a young man to also get opportunities or to also be employed, to also be counted as a human, to also get the opportunity that others are getting in other countries. John Mahama and the NDC, they've spelled it right in front of you. It's up to you to make that decision. And this is a decision that will never affect your life. It's a decision that will positively make you human. Once more, you are struggling, things don't work out for you because the government of the day does not think about you. Make this decision, whether you're in school or out of school. The 24-hour economy came for you. You want to be employed, then it's the 24-hour economy. You want to get decent salary, it is the 24-hour economy. You want to be able to build your own business, expand it, it's the 24-hour economy. You want to be able to help your family, your mom, your dad, it is the 24-hour economy. Make sure the government of the day, the Nana Addo Akufo-Addo Bawumia comedian government, is kicked out come 7 December 2024. Vote for the NDC, vote for jobs. Vote for John Mahama, vote for your parliamentary candidate in their respective constituencies. Vote for John Dramani Mahama and the NDC for better life, for prosperity, and for development. My name is Kevin Taylor. Be good. God bless you. God bless me. And cheers. Good night.
Take glory, Father. Take glory, Son. Take glory, Holy Ghost. Now and evermore. Take glory, Father. Take glory, Son. Take glory, Holy Ghost. Now and evermore. Take glory, Father. Take glory, Son. Take glory, Holy Ghost. Now and evermore. In the morning, early in the morning, I will rise and praise the Lord. In the morning, early in the morning, I will rise and praise the Lord. In the morning, early in the morning, I will rise and praise the Lord. In the morning, Good morning, Jesus. Good morning, Lord. I know you come from heaven above. The Holy Spirit sit on the throne. Good morning, Jesus. Good morning, Lord. I know you come from heaven above.